舐めたきゃ舐めとけ代わりにゲロ吐く I have to go and boom boom Let's go Let's go どこへ Who's gone Who's gone どこへガタガタまた吠えてるマダファカ相手にできない夢から覚めない夢覚めないいつからこの性格 I don't mind ならば来れば自分がなけりゃ流される津波ミサミクサお前のせいでレベラフォロワーやっぱりお前のおかげで右見て左見て右見てほら全てが幻舐めたきゃ舐めとけ代わりにゲロ吐く I have to go and boom boom Let's goどこへ Who's gone Who's gone どこへガタガタまた吠えてるマダファカ相手にできない迷える子羊たくさん目に間にそれでも懲りずに貫くべき金本だらけ間にお気持ち程度で I got a music keep on moving Dang 見えないゲーム Day by day 楽しいことそれだけじゃね足りないんだねほら全てが幻舐めたきゃ舐めとけ代わりにゲロ吐く I have to go and boom boom Let's goどこへ Who's gone Who's gone どこへガタガタまた吠えてるマダファカ相手にできない全てが幻舐めたきゃ舐めとけ代わりにゲロ吐く I have to go and boom boom Let's goどこへ Who's gone Who's gone どこへガタガタまた吠えてるマダファカ相手にできない夢から覚めない夢覚めないいつからこの性格 I don't mind ならば来れば自分がなけりゃ流される津波ミサミクサお前のせいでレベラフォロワーやっぱりお前のおかげで右見て左見て右見てほら全てが幻舐めたきゃ舐めとけ代わりにゲロ吐く I have to go and boom boom Let's go どこへ Who's gone Who's gone どこへガタガタまた吠えてるマダファカ相手にできない迷える子羊たくさん目に間にそれでも懲りずに貫くべき金本だらけ間にお気持ち程度で I got a music keep on moving Dang 見えないゲーム Day by day 楽しいことそれだけじゃね足りないんだねほら全てが幻舐めたきゃ舐めとけ代わりにゲロ吐く let's go どこへ Who's gone Who's gone どこへガタガタまた吠えてる Motherfucker 相手にできないすべてが幻舐めたきゃ舐めとけ代わりにゲロ吐く I have to go and boom boom Let's go Let's go どこへ Who's gone Who's gone どこへガタガタまた吠えてる Motherfucker 相手にできない夢から覚めない夢覚めないいつからこの性格 I don't mind ならば来れば自分がなけりゃ流される津波ミキサーお前のせいでレベラフォロワーやっぱりお前のおかげで右見て左見て右見てほらすべてが幻舐めたきゃ舐めとけ代わりにゲロ吐く I have to go and boom boom Let's goどこへ Who's gone Who's gone どこへガタガタまた吠えてる Motherfucker 相手にできない迷える子羊たくさん目に間にそれでも懲りずに貫くべき金本だらけ間にお気持ち程度で I got a music keep on moving Dame 見えないゲーム Day by day 楽しいこと yeah それだけじゃねえ足りないんだねほらすべてが幻舐めたきゃ舐めとけ代わりにゲロ吐く I have to go and boom boom Let's goどこへ Who's gone Who's gone どこへガタガタまた吠えてる Motherfucker 相手にできないGuys,
you and me hanging from the willow tree, quietly drifting in the
Hello, welcome back again with another live stream, guys. Thank you for joining. If you are new to the channel, make sure to like and subscribe. जैसे कि आप सबको पता है, आज एक बिग डे है इंडिया के लिए और वैलेंट लवर्स के लिए भी। तो आज होने वाला है धमाल। आज मैच है जी का, ग्लोबल स्पोर्ट्स का मैच जो ब्राज़ील में हो रहा है, VCT। तो आज इंडिया का मैच है और इंडिया को रिप्रेजेंट कर रहा है ग्लोबल स्पोर्ट्स। तो हम लोग का फ़र्ज़ बनता है एज ए गेमर्स और लाइव स्ट्रीमर्स जी को सपोर्ट करना है। तो आइए आज मिल के कोई गेम नहीं खेलेंगे, गेम खेलेंगे शायद बाद में, लेकिन आज करते हैं वॉच पार्टी। जो मैच अभी थोड़ी देर में स्टार्ट होने वाला है 5 मिनट में। सो लेट्स गो। आप लोग बस लाइक दबा दीजिए और सब्सक्राइब करना ना भूलें।
Talk about quiet with a big mouth. Listen for the doubt, then call it. Make you out for what you say to me. Look at every single need. If you got what I need, then
La
I'll
la
make
la.
you like a big deal. Eggs you can unseal. Key in ignition. Just keep me full like I had a meal once in a while. Feel all that I know you like it. Can't fight it. I'ma let you ride the wave. I'm New York.
गाना बंद करते हैं पहले, फिर चलते हैं।
Mechanically just does some crazy things.
Hello people, I'm Tristan, I'm from Czech Republic, I'm 19 years old and I'm a professional player.
Let's go.
And I'm from Team Vitality and I play as a duelist. I think with our playstyle we can be prepared for any playstyle we face because we had a lot of practice and I think we are really well prepared. This team is not full of all-stars or any like famous players, but we have like team.
Let's go, let's go, let's go guys। आप लोग अगर चाहते हैं कि आज इंडिया जीते, ग्लोबल स्पोर्ट्स जीते, तो प्लीज लाइक दबा दीजिए फटाक से।
Spam in the chat V for victory and support us. We really need it for sure.
V for victory indeed, and I just love the confidence that this team carries with themselves, Mimi.
Yeah, it is really, really good to see. This team, it's clear that they have been waiting and prepping a long time to get to this moment on the international stage and that they feel ready for it.
Yeah, I'm pumped to see both of these squads take the stage. But, you know, earlier in the show, we put up a Twitter poll. We asked you guys, what is best quality in a teammate? What do you look for when you go into your ranked games? And the results are in. Let's see what you guys decided is the most important thing. A1.
बोल डालना क्या, जी
I actually thought
जीतेगा।
that cool name might take it.
जीतेगा भाई, लेकिन हमको देखना है कौन वाइटैलिटी का सपोर्ट कर
I'm
रहा
fine
है।
with aim.
कौन
Sometimes
है
you see a game, you
दगेबाज
just know you've
इंसान।
won the game. And sometimes you see one, you just know you've
शहनवाज
lost. So
फला
very
के बोलता है
important concept
वाइटैलिटी
there, but
जीतेगा।
they strong on.
जी
I'd say they're
यार
kind of
ड्रैग
important
ब्रो।
too.
शहनवाज का मॉडरेटर से हटा देने का
Played against the
प्रस्ताव
guy
रखता
in
हूँ।
green, the Korean ladder multiple times. Whose name is just
इसको
Ion.
बहिष्कार
I know
किया
him
जाए।
with that game because he buys nothing but an Ion
गलत
bucket.
बात है
Oh,
यार,
that
इंडियन टीम को
sounds
सपोर्ट कर रहा
absolutely
है।
wonderful. It's miserable to
Yeah,
play
Drag
against.
Bro,
I
G
had a
is going
teammate
to
every
win,
single
yaar.
round, every single time he was like, I'm just gonna get
By
it.
the way.
We're like, why? Come on, man.
ना
Help
ना
us
ना
out. Help us
भाई
out.
मेरे को
But
देखना
look,
है पर
guys,
मैं
I
चला
know
नहीं
everyone's
साथ
pick'ems got absolutely rocked yesterday. Thanks to
अरे
Team
एकदम
Secret.
भाई
We love you guys.
कोई
We're
नहीं
proud
पर
of you
मैच
all.
देखना
But
नहीं है
here's the
तुम्हें
thing.
आज
What
मैं मोबाइल पे
happened
देख लो
again
यार
today?
पढ़ते
Let's
रहो
go
साइड में
ahead
मोबाइल
and
पे
get
मैच
into
लगा लो
कौन
our
पढ़ रहा है?
predictions.
ड्रैग
You know
का
what?
कल
Why don't we all
एग्जाम है
reveal at the same time?
Sure.
अरे एग्जाम बहुत आएगा जिंदगी में, ये मैच से दोबारा नहीं आएगा।
And
जी
Hello,
फाइटिंग
India.
हेलो इंडिया जी
G
फाइटिंग
logo. Okay.
Okay, now
jokes
that I'm
aside.
done pandering, here's my real prediction. This
Oh.
matchup is going to be really close.
It's
We have two teams that
नहीं
we
नहीं
both
एग्जाम
know have
पहले
very
एकदम
strong
भाई
players,
ठीक
but
है
don't
अरे
have a lot
मैं
of
तो भाई
experience on
पढ़ाई
the
कर देता यार
international
मोबाइल
stage and
ऐसे
are
साइड
kind of
उठा
both
के
making their debuts here. I don't know what to fully expect from either of these squads. I think either of them could win, and it wouldn't be a big upset either way. I probably favor Vitality slightly, but I don't know. This is going to be a close one.
For me, if they have gotten the roles figured out, I think Global should be able to take this one. I do agree that it can be close, but there is a lot of veteran players who have been competing in Valorant for a very long time that have experience playing on large stages, such as Bazzi playing over in the Overwatch League for multiple years. Now he comes over into Valorant. He's been a cracked player. He's shifting over to Initiator as well. We'll have to just see how it does. If the pieces are there, if they come together right, G can take it.
And I think that is more or less like, I know all of us are, having fun, of course, welcoming the Indian audience into our broadcast because we're excited to be able to extend Valorant out to the rest of the world.
I'm welcoming their positivity into my Twitter page, which is why I made that poll.
Exactly. All right, guys. Well, look, before we kick off Lock In for today, let's go ahead and talk about what's next on the international stage. As we previously shared, the next
हाँ तो इंडिया से मतलब थोड़ी ऐसा है ना, सारा इंडिया का जितने भी बड़ा स्ट्रीमर है सब लोग वॉच पार्टी कर रहे हैं, सब लोग तो भेजेगा इधर सबका स्ट्रीम से, सब भेजा है।
इंडिया जानता है कितना बिजनेस दे रहा है लोग को।
तो ही ना। But top best partner teams, but top competitors from China. Reading is difficult. And of course, don't forget, we'll all see additional representatives
आधा तो नहीं दे रहा, मतलब अच्छा मैक्सिमम भाई इंडिया दे रहा होगा out of all the countries
at this event, which means it's
अब भाई इंडिया का तो 1% भी देगा ना, वो दूसरा कंट्री का पूरा इसके बराबर है।
teams enter this Royal Rumble and only 3 will leave. Who's getting thrown over the top rope? Let's go ahead and find out as Lock-In Day 8 starts right now.
Come.
Bye. Can't wait, bro. क्या होगा भाई?
मैं सोच रही पा रहा हूँ मेरा कैमरा का पोजीशन सही है ना?
किधर लगाया है?
तो जहाँ पर रहता है उधर ही है। या फिर चेंज कर इसको।
ऊपर में?
यप।
छोटा कर लेना, उसको छोटा करके नीचे लगा ले, देख ले मैच कैसा जा रहा है।
वही तो समझ नहीं पा रहा। ये पर हम पूरा नो बैकग्राउंड भी कर सकते हैं, जो गॉड ऑफ वॉर में किया था।
हाँ, नो बैकग्राउंड कर ले, क्योंकि भाई मैच नहीं दिखेगा फिर पूरा
तो
रहेगा, उतना बड़ा रहेगा। Bro. Whoever is joining, bro, don't forget to like and sub, bro. Excitement.
अब मेरे वाला अभी देख तो जाके।
ठीक है, छोटा कर भाई अपना पिक्चर।
और छोटा कर दो।
थोड़ा छोटा कर दे, थोड़ा बस, ठीक कर ले इसको, उतना बहुत होगा। भाई वॉक इन स्टेज पे वॉक इन देखता है मेरे को।
लेट्स गो
इंडिया फॉर द विन ब्रो। जी फाइटिंग वॉकिंग हो रहा है भाई, देख रहा है पहली बार इंडिया से टीम इतने बड़े स्टेज से गया है भाई।
नहीं, पहले भी एक बार सीएसगो में गया था, फिर उतने इंसल्ट करके क्या आया।
गांड मारा पर पूरा ये इंडिया का नाम खराब कर दिया था साला। वॉकिंग ठीक है, bro. अरे सब हाफ पैंट बन के क्या है भाई?
नर्स भी
सब हाफ पैंट बन के है।
सब हाफ पैंट है, इसके रोसी तो नहीं पहनेगा भाई।
इसके रोसी नहीं पहना है, बाकी सारा बाहर का आदमी हाफ पैंट बन के। कोरियन से जितना लोग है ना सब बाहर, मतलब जितना बाकी लोग है सब हाफ पैंट पहना है।
2 लोग नहीं है,
3 जन हाफ पैंट पहना है, 2 लोग नहीं पहना है।
अरे लगता है जर्सी का पीछे ज्यादा पैसा नहीं खर्चा किया है। पैंट के लिए पैसा नहीं बचा।
कोच है ये देख, इरेजर।
Will it be V for victory or GE fighting? 2 unknown commodities taking the stage. Unsure what we're going to get here today. Could very well be
Let's go.
an absolute banger.
मार देंगे आज
You know,
पूरा.
especially with these two teams that are really just looking to try new things and grow here
भाई
in
जो
South
जो
Africa.
चैट रहे हो जी फाइटिंग चैट में लिख दो गाइस एकदम भाई आज इंडिया जीतना चाहिए ग्लोबल स्कोर से आज भाई जीतना चाहिए पार देना चाहिए आज। जो जो आ रहे हो भाई लाइक एंड सब्सक्राइब करो एंड
Gonna be a
जी
tough one. We'll see though.
G
We'll
fighting
see.
man.
I mean,
Chat
the
में
G players very much want to get into their seats.
Faar do.
Vitality still huddled together, talking about the game plan. Likely saying, let's keep some cool heads here. To all that younger talent. GE looking like they're chomping at the bit to go into the map draft.
Map select is GE has not played at all in the offseason.
GE का full from G का full from है रोहन भाई ग्लोबल स्पोर्ट्स।
I mean, there's so many different components to this team coming across.
Global
different
Esports, my
rosters
friend.
That we can't really ever
जो
get
एक
a
Indian
range
team
of
है।
what they're going to be going for, but they're actually going to give a split.
It's going to be interesting. Again, we have the questions of who's going to be playing the duelist on this team. What roles are slotting in? Will we see a raise? Who's going
Global
to
Esports full from है
GE is a complete question.
GE.
Vitality, more of a known quantity. They've played in the offseason. Pearl was their most played map 5 times during the offseason. They looked fantastic on it.
इंडिया का कोई लग नहीं रहा नहीं है इंडिया का है इसका रशी है फिर दो इंडिया का प्लेयर है नहीं पूरा ऑर्गेनाइजेशन जो है ऑर्गेनाइजेशन पूरा इंडिया का है तो अभी जब इंटरनेशनल खेलने गया तो बाहर का प्लेयर भी लिया है इंडिया का 2 प्लेयर खेल रहे हैं एक है इसके रशी और दूसरे का नाम है ये क्या नाम है अरे दूसरे इंडियन का नाम क्या है इसके रशी और दूसरा क्या नाम है लाइटनिंग फास्ट ये 2 है इंडिया और एक है कर्नाटका और 2 है कोरिया लाइटनिंग फास्ट इसमें नहीं खेल रहा है लेकिन है लोटस सबसे पहले वैन करना चाहिए
And I'm really leaning on Aaron as well as Bunkled here, right? The veterans, the leaders in the field. They're going to be the ones that there's a lot of pressure on these guys, right? And Aaron knows that. We've been talking to him a fair amount here, you know, while we're in South
गाइस
Africa.
जो जो आ रहा है लाइक एंड सब्सक्राइब ठोक दो पूरा
But here we go, Prime Gaming Agents
लाइक्स
select.
बरसा दो लव बरसा दो
You can see everyone's a duelist player but Aaron.
3 raises on the side of Vitality as well, but Texture,
क्या बोल रहा
okay,
है?
you asked the question, was anybody going to be playing raise here for this team? We're on split, so of course they're
हैं?
going to Texture's going back to a
इनिशिएटर
big
खेलता है ना
lead.
अच्छा ना ना अच्छा इधर चेंज भी नहीं होता इधर
June 18th, he played at the
ये क्या
upper
चल रहा
bracket
है?
in the playoffs against
हाँ ना वही तो मैं भी भूल गया था लीग का मैं भूल गया
17 times compared to 118 games on Jet.
Twisted and Molsey both
नहीं नहीं इनिशिएटर रोल है उसका इनिशिएटर
saw that work so incredibly well for Loud.
इसके वजह से इनिशिएटर है पूरा टीम में
Dominated against NRG.
डुअलिस्ट नहीं
For a
है
new
नया
team,
टीम में
that could be
इनिशिएटर है
difficult to
पुराना
shut
टीम
down.
पुराना टीम में डुअलिस्ट था अभी इनिशिएटर ये देख
Let's just
ये
do
क्या
quick predictions real fast. Who's winning map 1?
Vitality.
Vitality.
I'm going to go for GE.
Oh, the desk is split up here. Well, I hope that our casters are ready to go because here's the thing. We're all set up for map number 1. So let's go ahead and send
Let's
it
go,
over
let's
to
go.
our my brothers from another British mothers.
आज से पूरा चिल्ला के मेरे के साथ घर से भी निकाल देगा
Thank you very much, GB. Let's get into this match. I am so damn excited to watch this match in particular.
गाइस जो जो आ रहे हो भाई लाइक दबा दो सब्सक्राइब नहीं किया तो सब्सक्राइब भी दबा दो
And I know
Not Cloud9 Paper,
Thank
not
you for
Cloud9
joining.
Fanatic.
not Sentinels Fnatic. It is this match right here because it is the high reward roster of global esports, pooling together these duelist players, seeing what could work on this big stage as well. Where
Ambitious project.
These top players into a top team.
Yeah, and then it's the ambitious project from APAC coming up against a dark horse team from EMEA.
Yeah.
It's not like Vitality is star-studded in the sense that we all know these players, they've all accomplished so much. There's Bone Cold, obviously, who we'll talk about in a bit, but I think the actual talent on the roster is super high. I think it's interesting that the desk is split. I would say Vitality are a little favored here, but there are just so many unknowns. It's very difficult
Pinky
to
Ponky
call
Pinky.
anybody a strong favorite. We don't know how these rosters are going to perform. But I do think
नहीं मैं बस सोच रहा हूँ अगर जीत गया भाई
it says more.
ये देख पिंक माउस है इसका
Validation for their project, and it gives you hope that these like massive global rosters where you're trying to overcome language barriers and cultural barriers and getting all of your players in the same place, and you know SK Rossi only just getting to play with the rest of his team and meet them because of visa issues. They have had to overcome so many hurdles that I think a win here today would be validating for the whole project.
बाप रे हाथी को
Validating
देखो
would mean so much for all the players, obviously, but in particular as well. I mean, a name you mentioned,
हाथी मेरा
SK
साथी
Rossi, this guy representing India, being the pride of his country, honestly,
SK
playing on the
Rossi
global stage like
representing
this.
India.
There's been many moments where he's described
कितना लोग लाइव
the
देख रहा
arduous
है
path that he's had to even get here in the
भाई
first
कितना
place
देख
as
रहा
a
है
player.
मतलब वो मैच
He's such a confident
20
guy,
यार इस पे
but
YouTube
when
पे
you
या
listen to his
Twitch पे
backstory, and
Hi,
Global
bro.
Esports did a documentary on him
Hi,
recently
bro.
that was
मैं
fantastic.
फाड़ के आना लेकिन तुम सेज का ही लियो मेरे को
गाँव
नहीं
फाड़
समझ
देना
में
है
आया
भाई गाँव फाड़ देना है
Didn't really
सेज
see
क्यों
his
लिया
parents too
पहले
much
ये
during his
बताओ
childhood because they
नहीं
were
पता
working
होगा
so
कुछ
much
लोग का
to put food on the table.
लीक
अरे
थोड़ी
He
ना
just
है
randomly
भाई
decides to
Twitch
go to
Twitch
a
पे भी
gaming
हो रहा है
cafe
ना
one time and then realizes,
Twitch पे भी
hey,
stream हो
I
रहा है
might
तो
be good
Twitch पे
enough
होगा
to
ज़्यादा
be
viewer
the
मेरे
best in
हिसाब
this
से
cafe. Oh wait,
हाँ से
maybe I can be the best
हो
in
सकता है
South
Twitch पे ज़्यादा
India.
भी
Maybe I
देखते
can
हैं
be the best in India, and that process took
भाई
so
अगर
long,
इंडिया
so
अगर
long
जीत
with him.
गया भाई
I mean,
इतना
making a
बूम होगा
deal
ना
with a gaming
एंड
cafe
इंडिया
for
में
some free time that he would just
नहीं सोच सकते
stream
हैं
voluntarily
अगर जीत
for
गया
them in order to get free time because he
और
didn't have
इतना
enough
इन्वेस्टमेंट आएगा गेमिंग
and
इंडस्ट्री
then
में स्पोर्ट्स
his
में भाई तुम नहीं
winnings would all
सोच
go
सकते
into
हैं
travel. I mean, this guy, SK
ऊपर से
Rossi
भाई ये
is the
मोबाइल नहीं है
definition of
पीसी का है
started from the bottom, now we're here. He is
Absolutely.
क्या
unbelievable.
पता
His
लीग भी आ
story,
जाए फिर
and he
इंडिया
does
में
have the weight.
मैं तो फिर चैन से मर सकता हूँ अगर लीग ऑफ लेजेंड्स अगर इंडिया में आ गया तो
But I don't
इंडिया में
think
आने का मतलब है एक सर्वर ही दे दिया तो मैं चैन से मर
he's
जाऊंगा
just
उस दिन
excited when you
मेरे
talk
को
about it.
और
It's
कुछ नहीं
just
चाहिए
excitement and
सारा गेम छोड़ दूंगा मैं कुछ नहीं
Now
जिंदगी में
we are
खेलूंगा
ready to get
बस
into
लीग
it. The pistol round here, map number 1.
फिर दिखाऊंगा लोगों को असली
Global
गेम
esports
क्या
and
होता है लीग ऑफ
vitality. No
लेजेंड्स
time being
और असली
wasted
गेम का
already.
नशा किसको बोलते
Fast
हैं
take up
start हो
towards
गया मैच
ARAM as a
Let's
flash
go.
play as well to push them back, and no ground really being gained as of right now.
मार
Players in response
फोड़
to
दे
that one. Looks like a boom bot also going to be queued, and look
मर
at the
गया
fight that's being taken.
Oh,
A
मार
call
दिया
made,
भाई।
an aggressive one at that to try and push through the smoke and collapse onto the vitality players, but
SK
they hold their
Rossi
ground.
एरिन
They do
जिंदा है
survive.
SK Rossi
Global
SK
Esports
Rossi
really trying to find a timing.
गार फाड़ देना है
We're
SK
aware
Rossi
of it.
इधर ही इधर ही इधर ही
Quite nice
उधर कहाँ देख रहा है
control
इधर
for
है
a
इधर
double
है
duelist comp, which would normally be playing really aggro.
अरे भाई क्या
There's Sendo with 3 in the round. That Ghost looking so precise. And he puts everything on the shoulders of the new IGL Arin.
मार
North
मार
American
मार
player
मार
that we've seen at these tournaments before.
Oh!
There's a win!
जीत गया
Beam them down, a single clip
Let's
is
go!
all necessary.
And 10 HP on Molsey with the spike.
राउंड जीत
This is
गया
more than
भाई
winnable.
फाड़ दिया
Aaron really slowing down this round as well.
अरे नहीं
Didn't
जीता नहीं
overstep
भाई
himself.
अरे नहीं ये तो
Friend,
लो
the
है
other
भाई
part
ये
of
तो
this
लो
too
है
is Molsey has
लो
a
है
friend
जीत
that's
गया
That's actually quite
हाँ, ये
difficult
जीत गया ये जीत जाएगा 10 HP है
to kill
अटक क्यों गया
Arin
मेरा
before 10 damage is done.
गाइस सॉरी
A
थोड़ा
frenzy
अटक गया था
battle, you normally exchange some damage.
Contact play.
और गाइस जो देख रहे हो थोड़ा अरे अटक रहा है मेरा
Catch an unusual angle.
लाइव अटक रहा है मेरा What the fuck?
रिलोड कर लेना
रिलोड कर ले
Multi missing a shot.
अरे वो
Multi
टैब
very
रिलोड कर
aware
ले
that he's not playing there, but the
गाइस
positioning is known
पता नहीं नेट
nowadays.
का थोड़ा इशू
Boston
है
forwards running down.
ओ
Five
ब्रो
help for
जीत
run and
गया
gun is the play.
फर्स्ट मैच जीत गया मतलब फर्स्ट राउंड जीत गया
IGL
Let's go.
player.
जीत गया
गाइस एक सेकंड मेरे को जो कोई अगर चैट में होता तो ये बता दो कि मेरा वॉइस या फिर गेम का वॉइस गेम मतलब मैच का वॉइस ज्यादा कम कुछ करना है क्या क्योंकि मेरे को समझ में नहीं आ रहा है तो तुम लोग थोड़ा बता देना
But that was a tense pistol that could have gone either way for sure.
ठीक है
And I think Split is such a great map to showcase Arin.
ना ठीक है ना रन भाई सब कुछ
Two IGLs of either team.
ओके थोड़ा ज्यादा कम होगा ना तो मेरे को बोल देना कि हाँ ये वॉइस तो ज्यादा है यहाँ का वॉइस थोड़ा कम करो या फिर गेम का ज्यादा साउंड आ रहा है थोड़ा बता देना ठीक
Was
है
an amazing map for
कोई भी
Exit,
दिक्कत हो
amazing
चैट में
map
लिख
on the
दो
defense side too. So this is comfort zone for Arin. They're also even playing a comp that looks really
Done.
similar to stuff that Exet ran in the past. And you look over at Vitality. Sure, Bone Cold isn't on the Omen anymore, but this is the same comp that
भाई
Ascend used to
क्यों
run.
push
They
कर
were
रहा है?
at the top of the world, the best team in the world on Split. Times have changed, metas have changed, and we get to see which team.
सब
which
VCT का
player,
नाइफ
which
लेके बैठा
IGL's
है
idea.
गेम का बढ़ा दो गेम का बढ़ा दे
Bold
ओके
beginning for texture. Maybe expecting that he could
लो
have
फुल
gained
वॉल्यूम कर
control of
दिया
A main, but
इससे भी ज्यादा चाहिए तो बोलो
pays for that with his
और भी
life.
बढ़ा देंगे कोई भी टेंशन नहीं
Does hand over that
ये
spectacle
full
to
volume पे
Wisdom now. So Vitality didn't invest too much into this round, only this.
इससे भी ज्यादा चाहिए तो बोल देना और भी बढ़ा
across the
देंगे
board, but
ओह
shades of
नाइस
weapons
नाइस
as well.
नाइस ब्रो
Players that might be a little bit healthier.
लेकिन
Okay,
ये हो
fight
रहा
being
है
taken, Bone Cold, he's
लेट्स गो लेट्स
spotted.
गो
Beam down there with a wall play.
गार फाड़ दो
Global Esports are going to be aware that this is
अच्छा
big
4
play
विद
into
4
B.
है
Obviously, the side already being taken. SK Rossi going to be hearing all of this, including this plan going down. So now up to Global Esports to react in kind and see if they can surround.
It's a very open plant. And also, look at the deliberate cage that Sender put in the middle of the site. I assume this is for Twiston to play around later on in the post.
More.
They're being played by Sender. What a shot! You've got to be joking. Just absolutely rattling off one after the other. There was no trade in sight, yet still.
Time
What can they do with a weaponry though? Got to hold this one down. And Neural Theft already revealing the positioning. SK Rossi moving across onto the side, but he has fallen. All down to Aaron once more. One player isolated, but time is running low. And at the back of the site, the crossfire was there. And honestly, just sheer heroics coming out of these Vitality players to just manage to turn that round into their favor.
It's all Sender, isn't it? He's 6-1 right now. And the double kill on the players trying to retake is everything. Absolutely everything. Sender is incredible talented. I was watching his games, been watching him for a while. Used to play Breach on a full Lithuanian team, and then he's gone over to play Chamber very recently, and now on the Cypher. He's mega talented. For my money, he might be the most talented player in the server right now, but people like Texture and people like, Twiston or Molsey will certainly give him a run for his money.
Just containment here for Vitality, looking to see if they can punish this play on the eco. Oh, esports, look at that, just trying to see if they can collect any more kills, and they're making it incredibly aware. Vitality able to just hold these off angles, weakened as well on the players.
And that's rough. Molsey is one away from an ultimate now. And considering that this has been, a weird situation where Vitality win the second round, it actually delays the rifle round by at least one. Right? Because Vitality are now going to, it's going to be round 4 by the time we get a proper clash. And that means that Molsey has an extra round to get a big ultimate online that he can use to turn the tide of that fight. So I think things are starting to look a little worrying here for Global Esports. If Molsey can get in a good position, and considering that they've got, 2 Phantoms, a Vandal, this next round, Global need to win it.
Yeah, weaponry's looking quite good. We're building up these players, Josh, as well, in this particular round as well. Sender's a player. He whiffed it a little bit there, but no, eventually containing. But speaking of Salah as well, who was the coach for Vitality, and honestly, it feels like I haven't been able to avoid them. I've just been seeing them every time at breakfast, in the elevators. I've just been always just meeting up with the Vitality players and the coach as well. But he was saying to me, listen, if you want to sound like a god on the desk, hype up Sender, because according to their coach, listen, of course he's going to say this, he said that he's currently playing like the best player in Europe.
Yeah?
His own words, obviously quite biased.
Sounds like he's gassing his own player up, but I also think that there's probably
ये लोग कितना मैच खेलेगा? ये लोग का best of 3 है.
In the run up in the off season.
Best of 3.
This is a massive round though.
Yep.
Best of 3 होगा.
SK Rossi just hoping to try and take that angle, but Twiston, oh look at this.
Okay, so this is
much pace.
This is going to be a pinch.
मैच देखना इतना busy हो जा रहा है कि हम chat ही नहीं देख रहे.
Obviously now Aaron and Monya are not in a great spot, but there's no boomboard or really informational tools they can use to help them get inside the pit.
Maybe
So
the plan was for Twiston to try and backstab here, because the rest of Vitality have been lurking, creeping and crawling all the way up into B main, and that's going to be Q for the ultimate here. Slow off at the feet of Molsey, and no one is going to be on this site, so thinking a couple of layers ahead here, but despite in mid, that is important. Twiston, he wins it versus Munyet, and he's going to be backing away with his life. Plan starting to go down now.
that's the second time that Monya's pushed through a smoke and taken an unfavorable fight. Bazzi, though, responding, takes down Sender, who's been a menace in some of these rounds. Twiston is miles away from the action. If Global Esports can hurry this one up, but the Sage Walls are just delaying everything.
Yeah, just a cross-section for it, and no one really aware of it. Destrian does move over to the other side of the wall, but a double face there. Drop down onto high-low setup. Destrian had to TP back onto to try and help him out. Multi will be falling, but time running low now, and he did not know where Twiston is. Dash enabled, moves forward.
Guys, थोड़ा chat नहीं पढ़ पा रहे तो थोड़ा late हो जा सकता है.
अरे he needs to try and get half, and it sets up Twiston for the easy slam dunk win.
Just think about how different the round would have been if Twiston had been dealt with and cleared out of ropes when they knew he'd gone into there. They were aware that Twiston was somewhere around. Possibly they thought he escaped after he got up to heaven, but I would have thought that Global Esports could keep a better track of the Jet player there. Interesting pathing from Vitality early on, and it pays dividends for them in the post-play.
Jet खेलता था पहले, लेकिन Initiator खेलने लग गया था ना फिर.
Now Global Esports are in a pretty horrible position here. Their comp should be great on the defense side.
Initiator खेल रहा था.
And they're going to be looking down the wrong end of a 1-4 beginning. despite the heroics coming out
बेस्ट
from
ऑफ
their
3 मैच
IGL
होगा
area.
बट अगर 2 मैच अगर जो जीत गया तो पहले हो गया.
Biding their time, seeing if they can cook up anything in particular. Texture is 1 away from the ultimate, so it's going to be able to get our showstopper, assuming on the other end of this round, whether by playing for an orb, a kill, or even just dying to one of them.
And the players with the least experience here on Global are SK Rossi and Monye. Right? For SK Rossi, he's been playing a lot domestically, but he hasn't had an opportunity like this on the big stage just yet. And those two players have yet to really get going in this match so far. Sure, there's only been 4 rounds, but both sat at the bottom of the leaderboard, 0-4, and Monye's had a couple of weird pushes through a smoke. SK Rossi got caught out while he was just knifing the wall a little bit unaware. So maybe these players need to settle into the groove a little before you see the talent being demonstrated. For Vitality, I mean, if you smell blood in the water and you realize that Global are a little shaky to start a match, you got to hammer that home.
Yeah.
Jet chamber player का
See if they're going to be pouncing on that opportunity, but so far in this match, what I have been noticing is there's a lot of presence.
टीम खेलने लायक है
from
नहीं
Vitality.
Chamber खेलने लायक है नहीं
Played from them where they're just trying to take that A ramp control, get a player into position.
भाई घुस
Doesn't
गया
seem to be
what the fuck
changing things up too much in this round, keeping it simple for
कौन
them.
घुस गया
Paranoia
कहाँ
push the moves forwards, and the one and done position is checked from Aaron. Wicked guns obviously from them. Bazzi just trying to play up behind the wall, seeing if he can get anything done, but very well executed so far.
And the defensive Viper wall actually allows Vitality to come in without having to worry about a lot of angles on A. So Global need to be aware of how best to play these positions.
Punish there, he's trying to take the play. Texture tries to make the most of this one, but again, just can't withstand that kind of pressure when he's up against the rifles.
Yeah, bodies hit the floor. All right, now here's the important round for Global Esports again. They have massive ultimates to work with, especially Textures. And I think setting Texture up almost guarantees value Vitality have not been going for big B bursts. But actually, Vitality's comp, one of the big reasons why this used to be a meta comp on Split is that it has a lot of variety in where you can play around the map. It's good for bursts on both sides, but it can take big control too. However, Texture's set up in B heaven, and it looks like Vitality this time are making a play towards mid. They'll just use Sender's cages to apply some pressure over on A ramp. Instead,
just a bit of raw spam, yeah, straight through the smokes. Also just trying to lurk up behind it. Trailblazer gets good information, and there's SK Rossi, head taken.
तू अपने YouTube कितने में चला कर रखा है?
मेरा YouTube मतलब?
मतलब
ऑटो पे चला रखे ऑटो
Clean off from Sender. Trying to catch that lurk, but obviously his positioning was known prior. Aid from him perhaps, but he's now stuck in this position, and there's going to be that showstopper. That was a direct hit. What in the Lord's name am I watching?
मतलब 1080 है या फिर 720?
The rest of Global Esports can completely flush out this hit in mid.
Yeah, man, they know exactly where Destrian is as well. Pure confidence on the side of Global Esports. No wasted moments from them. Smoke across the cut, forwards. Destrian up close and personal. And there's another punish.
And what a big round from Rossi and Monye, the players that we were waiting to see anything from. 0-4 coming into this round, and they get 3 kills between them out of the 5.
एक बात बता.
Yeah, SK Rossi using the utility from Bazzi
कितने में लगा कर रखा है ये?
early, and then Monye just spamming through the smoke, gets this first kill. Yeah. And then playing around the smokes quite nicely.
अरे 180 है या फिर 720?
Flushed out Sender and used the Sage Wall. Good utility usage and good punish. Otherwise, Sender's going to be a menace over there on A.
अरे नल्ले बहरे मनबुद्धि.
अरे वो वीडियो सेटिंग बोल रहा है ना ऑटो
नहीं.
SK Rossi now not
अब
playing.
मैं बोल YouTube का वीडियो कितने में चल रहा है वो पूछा.
वही तो बोल रहा हूँ ऑटो पे चल रहा है मेरा 1080p पे चल रहा है अभी ऑटो पे.
What is the answer here? A bit of random spam coming through. Slow orbs, multi-already into the back of the side. Satchel's up on top of the box actually. Holding this angle, yet still Aaron anchoring into the back of the site. Flash to push them back, and they did push Aaron out wide. It was capitalized on by the Vitality players. You can see that Sender have managed to get themselves in, and that plant will go down.
That's unfortunate, because the Viper retake wall is now not going to be active. Big clash in ropes.
Yep, Destrian.
Viper retake wall is now not going to be active. Big clash in ropes.
Yep, Destrian trying to find his timing in mid is going to be so important right now, and he does win it out. If he stays alive, he's going to be causing issues for them, and still holding that close angle. A repeat, just a little bit too late, and still it has crumbled before their eyes. Operator in the hands of Twist, and he makes the most of that one.
Yeah, even with Destrian finding success, the biggest problem for Global is the trading there through screens.
A little bit delayed.
Very delayed. And I think that that speaks to how new of a team Global are, and maybe the comms getting flustered in these moments. Because look, there is just nobody behind Texture.
Yeah.
The next player is almost 2 seconds later, and it's Rossi swinging with an op. So one of their rifle players needs to get on a line there. Okay, operator battle. Rossi is in. I mean, he's on such a deep line and he can't escape. Oh, he's actually using the wall.
Yeah.
That's a little weird because now he needs to reposition and get value out of the operator. Vitality are going to be playing quite quickly, so he relies on the rest of his team here to slow Vitality down.
So far, it seems like the early game plan of Global Esports was to play heavy for that extremity control. And it's created this opening in mid. You can see Vitality have already taken up that space. Just exploring. Spike in the hands of Multi. Waiting around, seeing if they can force a fight, a play to be made. They're going to be looking to regroup with the rest of their team now.
Wait a second. Did Rossi put a terrible Sage Wall in B main that Bonkol can just jump over? Yeah,
he did. Yeah, there's a box behind that you can just jump over that.
I didn't realize that he connected it to the box so that you could just jump up. That's an experience on the agent showing there. Obviously, Rossi playing a new role. Oh, and that's where you don't expect him to miss. Normally so talented.
And look at this, pressure being applied to just every single direction on the map. Oh my word! Stray shot, Bazzi dropped down to 110, spray down, he is low. Yeah, no way! From that kind of range, but Bazzi's weakened. And Aaron seems to be aware of this play that was occurring. There you go, click on the head, and there we go. Find the kill. But it is just left up to Aaron, and might be getting a bit flustered now into this 1v2. Dishran backs away again. That kind of patience and discipline. Doesn't want to take the fight. Just makes it nice and awkward. Not giving any easy 1v1s for Aaron to be able to take to try and win this one.
And now Destrin gets a sound cue as well as Aaron goes up the rope. This is an almost unwinnable situation because Vitality just haven't given Aaron anything to work with.
Quite aware of where the positioning could be. A bit of spam.
Unfortunate.
The fight, yeah, just not wide enough. And well, the shorty up close once more. I mean, Twisted was saying, listen, if you think we've been seeing shorter kills up until now, wait until you see their game, because this guy, he makes full usage of that weapon.
Definitely does. The shorty in Twiston's hands is a different weapon. His movement is fantastic. I think that's part of what sets all of this up. And yeah, we're really seeing there's clearly a game plan coming from Aaron about how Global should play their defensive side, but it's the small mistakes that are really slipping them up. That's ridiculous. The beat dash into a short kill. But I think in that round in particular, it's the way that Rossi plays the B main situation just scrambled them a little. If he puts down a better Sage Wall and is then able to op in mid on a more aggressive angle, maybe that round goes differently.
It's just been that consistent uphill battle for Global Esports so far in this half.
And Global are going to double stack on A, but when you don't hear anything early on, I don't think it's likely to be an A. Because Vitality, when they have been ending, have been at least taking space, A ramp, fairly consistently. Senders presumably faked it with the cages, but apart from that, there is nobody home on the B side.
Yeah, so the gamble not paying off here. It's going to be that easy plan once more for Vitality. Setting themselves up into this position right now for Global Esports, just thinking about not giving away too much. Trying to go down to the spike so they don't give away any more ultimates as well would be quite key. Sender with his late lurk position. Shutting them all down in mid, and there's a re-swing attempt. It looks like Global Esports want to try and fight this into Sender.
The Cypher ult isn't the best one in the world if you have to feed yourself into somebody. But this is going to be a very easy round for Vitality.
Bro.
Yeah. I think you can just see the way that Vitality has been built. It relies on pre-existing synergies between the players. So they have a bit of a core from Oglu, you know, and then some from Vitality, and a little sprinkling of Big on the top as well. Yeah. But they have some players that are familiar with each other enough to have a bit of synergy, a bit of chemistry there. And with Global, they are genuinely starting from square one.
Yeah.
And so it's going to be a much more difficult project to get off the floor. And I think that was the concern that everybody had with this team. How much time do they require? When you listen to the players and the staff, they're thinking about multiple seasons, but still wanting to get wins early on.
Yeah. Very long-term focus with this global esports squad.
Much better Sage Wall in B main from Rossi.
Hop up on top of it. Looks like a fight might be trying to be taken. Again, that spam and just holding for now.
Heaven chala gaya.
Forwards inside this Viper's pit. There's a timing taken.
Does he
know that they crossed? Okay. Bit of whiffage there from Sender, but did he know?
Heaven chala gaya.
They've been compromised right now towards a ramp. That space was gained. It's a pop flash play. Fazzy nails the target, but Bone Cold was not playing in position for that one, so he does trade it out relatively effectively. And now that resurrected play, Aaron is being squeezed. Surgeons on either side. Bit of spam there around the corner, and Aaron's been caught.
Awesome distraction from Twiston when Destrian got inside the ult. Can Texture be a playmaker here on the flank?
Yeah, these positions are flipped all the way around. Just as Aaron was being squeezed this time.
Heaven.
Players in heaven though, is anybody going to be watching for this one? You've got to be aware of it surely that a ramp they could have been playing it. No, Twiston gets away with it for free. The shot's just going one after the other. Texture does eventually claim that kill, but so much to deal with right now, and the retake made that much harder by the fact that Rossi is using this operator and just unfortunate timing once more.
Yeah, Global Esports getting outplayed. Vitality with nice protocols to clear out the Viper's pit. To Aaron's credit, he's been getting them into good positions. Vitality are always able to sneak past them, blast their way through them, and then surround them on all sides. The raw talent as well is showcased here from Vitality. Twisted 16 and 4. Sender and Malsey also having a great game individually, just able to farm these Global Esports players currently. We need to see a bit more resistance.
Oh, okay. What is this? Double updraft play from Twiston?
Yeah, okay.
Sage Wall updraft.
What a bapre.
Heaven, यहाँ से heaven देख सकता है.
पहली बार पता चला मेरे
got
को.
his head taken off, but no.
That's actually another Ascend classic being called from Bone Cold.
All the way back in the day.
I've seen CNED do that.
Yeah. So desperate times here for Global Esports. Got to get something else on the board. It's like half by round from them, so the weaponry is that much weaker, but so far on their defense side of Split, it's not looking too good.
Rotate हो रहा है. अब Rossi पे है भाई. Rossi.
They need a miracle here, really, don't they?
Yeah.
भाई मेरे को अभी तक
Even a 4-8 half.
Still
maybe you start to have some belief. All the time in there. Brutal for Monye. Is he even going to think about re-clearing mid?
Mid हो रहा है भाई.
Just continues all the way up behind. Not sure if they've just heard the one yet drop or what, but yeah, as he goes to re-clear it, was just so unaware. Just left out of SK Rossi. He's only got the Bucky, and it's, I mean, just full patience. Really, really well played by Vitality, how slowly they were playing that one. Not willing to give anything away.
That is a prime game in Flawless. Vitality currently so in control of this game.
Attack में निकाल लेना भाई. 9-3 कर दो. कर्स हो जाएगा.
Hello. What up, Atro bhai? Welcome to the stream. कैसे हो?
Somewhat that when people run the heavy defensive comps, they're not racking up enough rounds on the attack side themselves to equalize it. So
कैसे जीतेंगे आज? क्या होगा आज?
Loud also playing it on this map. Twiston and Mossy have put on a masterclass. I think Bone Cold's
आ गए हम. बहुत लेट हो गए तुम्हारा. लेट आए हो अत्रो भाई.
Control here, and yeah, it is that final chance.
मैच आधा घंटा स्टार्ट हो चुका है.
Very early on here by Global Esports, just to try and deny control of
bizarre
a lot of areas of the map at once, but
why so late?
They just contact up through this, and there's going to be that paranoia.
बस उंगली क्रॉस करके ऐसे बैठे हुए हम
Deny that one,
ऐसे.
The satchels were clean, the movement was nice, but he does get taken down on the high ground, and despite the fact that Bone Cold was vulnerable, he wins out that engagement. Seeker's going to be giving him a lot of information that the players found their way onto the site now.
ये round जीत जा bro, please.
We're just containing. Twiston holding close now below into hell. He's going to be taking first contact for them.
जरा फेंट के बर्थडे था.
Not quite well enough.
Where's the second player there where Bazzi peeks? Oh,
मेनू क्या था
perfect
बर्थडे
timing
का?
from Texture. Picks up Sender in mid.
A very nice final round now. Texture does have the ult, but he rips it out at just the wrong time. Destrin finding out there's still one player left alive. Destrin, you cannot give him this one, but the swing is just perfection. Munya will claim the round for his team and get at least 3 on the board for this first half.
तू कहाँ पे देख रहा है? YouTube में ना.
One last desperate lifeline.
पीछे.
But Unless you're on the 9-3 curse hype train, this is looking like a brutal beginning to split. 20 kills from Twisted. And something makes me think he's not going to slow down in the next half.
Yeah, this is
9-3 curse,
a hell of an
bro.
opening for Vitality, honestly.
Bye bye
Global
all.
stage like this and
G का
Global esports
view party.
have to really pull up the bootstraps.
आज क्यों नींद आ रही है?
It's only going to get more difficult.
किसको नींद आ रही है? तुमको
from
नींद आ
here,
रहा
but
है
that's
आज?
gonna do it for
क्या बात कर
first
रहे हो?
half.
क्यों?
This map, let's send it down to the desk to break it all down.
क्यों उत्तर भाई क्या हुआ आज नींद
Thank
क्यों
you
आ
so
रहा
much,
है?
fellas. And there you can see, I mean, Twistin, what a showing from him in the first half there, dropping 20. But I think it's safe to say here, Mimi, like Vitality, the fundamentals.
मेरे को नींद नहीं आ रहा है. मेरे को कैसे नींद
Yeah,
आएगा?
it really is working fantastically for this team. That first half to me felt
मैच
like
देख रहे हैं आप जी हार रहा है ना तो
and as we look back on one of those rounds,
चुप
what
हो
I was
गए हम.
especially impressed with were some of the game plans they built around this double duelist comp. They start this one off with Twistin diving into
9-3 हो गया ना इसीलिए डर के बैठे हैं.
to get into vent. His team then goes back and
9-3 curse में
a
जो
bit of a
पीछे
blunder
रहता है
from
वो जीतता है
Monet.
चुतिए.
He actually
अरे
falls to Twistin
वही
there,
तो,
pushing
हाँ?
back through his own pit.
जी
Twistin
हार रहा है
then
जी जीतेगा
reactivates on this
अगर
smoke and
9-3
is ready
curse
to
है तो
push back
curse
around
opponent
again.
अरे नहीं हम उधर बात
Holding
कर
on
रहे
this
हैं.
post. GE push it a little bit close on this one. Some of these players find some big kills, but Twisted again very late
के
into this
लिए
round
थोड़ा शांत बैठे हैं.
comes back in and manages
जैसे
to
जीतने लगेगा
take
फिर से
that
चिल्लाने
one
लगेंगे
out
हम भी.
for them. Vitality unlike the lot
डर के मारे
better
बैठे हुए हैं हम.
this double duelist comp.
Yeah, it's been great. I mean, him just being able to get into that position, they completely lost track of him. It was really brutal for him. They need to step up the pace in the next half.
Yeah, but then also for the GE side though, I mean, you gotta give the moment to Aaron here. The guy continues to just show up and clutch in those real pivotal moments.
Sure.
साला 20 के लिए
He
ये
has been the kind of the pillar for this team. We're talking about him. He is the veteran. He's the one that has that international experience, but it needs to be more spread out amongst.
Jet नहीं Viper है.
Because right now he's the only one in the spotlight. Everybody else left out in the shadows. He needs to be able to guide them to a
G का
strong
player.
attacking half. It's 9-3.
आर्यन जो है Viper अपना Viper भी 20 किल किया है
that scoreline after starting on the defending side.
Yeah, on split, that is a difficult scoreline to come back from. We need a better pistol round from them. We need them to not rely on Aaron's clutches. GE, this is going to be difficult.
Yeah, it is going to be quite challenging for GE to climb their way back into this game. But with Aaron on the calls, hey, anything is possible. Let's see what happens. Send it back over to Brendan Sideshow.
9 kill किया बोलता 20 kill.
अच्छा नॉट अच्छा हम उल्टा देख लिए थे.
It's always in the hands of the players of Global Esports to see if
Team
they
kill
can
में
mount
बैठा
that
है
comeback.
सिर्फ
But so far, one
handicap.
major obstacle has been standing in their way, and that is the duelist players of Vitality. Twistin and Molson just putting up an amazing performance, and it was Twistin who said in the interview series we did, that little pre-tape, that their team doesn't have any star players, but might be leaving a different tale possibly on the other end of this series.
Yeah, I think the Vitality players, it's definitely a dark horse team, but they may become some star players later on down the road. All right, Global Esports with a big engagement. They've got past Estrian.
Still, they need to deal with this.
भाई क्या जंप मारते हुए आया.
With the players and making sure that the spacing is good.
यही होता है भाई.
Putting this one out. Still, Morsi tries to make the play there.
भाई
Every single bullet in the clip being used as he rattles off the
आपने
shots.
इंडिया के कौन से प्लेयर है
Nice one, texture.
देखो.
It's a quirky position, the double face. They all drop down. A classic right clicks. Definitely working out for them, and they know.
जी जो ग्लोबल esports जो है जो जी जो टीम है ये पूरा इंडिया का टीम है. ठीक है, ओरिजिन इंडिया का है, पूरा इंडियन टीम है. लेकिन यहाँ पे जो होता है ना, जैसे पकड़ लो, जैसे फुटबॉल देखते हो, जैसे बार्सिलोना में सारा बार्सिलोना का प्लेयर नहीं होता है, अलग अलग कंट्री से प्लेयर वो लोग खरीदता है. तो ये भी वैसे ही होता है यहाँ पे भी. तो अलग अलग कंट्री से ऐसे इंडिया का ऑर्गेनाइजेशन जो है इंडिया का है, लेकिन ये लोग बाहर का टीम भी खरीदता है, मतलब बाहर का प्लेयर खरीदता है. ठीक है, जैसे क्लब है ये पकड़ लो. इसमें इंडिया का 2 प्लेयर है. हाँ, इंडिया का प्लेयर 2 है. एक है एसके रोशी, दूसरा है ये एसके रोशी जो सेज खेल रहा है ग्लोबलाइजेशन में, वो इंडिया का प्लेयर है. और दूसरा वो अभी आज का मैच में नहीं खेल रहा है, वो क्या नाम है उसका, नाम भूल जाता है. लाइटनिंग फास्ट है, लाइटनिंग फास्ट. वो आज नहीं खेल रहा है. ये 2 है जो टीम में जो इंडियन है. ये एसके रोशी जो है इंडियन प्लेयर है. एसके रोशी इंडियन है. एक है कनाडा से, कनाडा का प्लेयर है. 2 कोरिया का है. लेकिन पकड़ लो, अगर आज अगर जी जीत जाता है तो पकड़ लो इंडिया में वैलोरेंट का बूम आने वाला है, लिटिल फाड़ने वाला है अगर जीत गया तो, जो कि लैग हाँ वो इंटरनेट का थोड़ा प्रॉब्लम हो रहा है, क्या ही करो, पूरा फुल इसमें रेजोल्यूशन पे चला कर रखा है इसीलिए अभी भी लैग हो रहा है तो बताना, थोड़ा रिलोड कर लेना, रिफ्रेश कर लेना, ठीक हो जाएगा। अरे
And it is just a repeat of that
Eco
first
round मार
half.
गया।
Global Esports, they win the pistol round and immediately lose it to the Sheriff purchase.
It's tragic, an absolute
अभी भी लैग हो रहा है क्या,
tragedy
थोड़ा
for
बताना
Global
जरा तो
Esports.
भाई।
They set themselves up for success with a great pistol round on both halves, but they just can't compete with this level of talent. I mean, look at that. These shots are absurd.
Yeah, they are crazy.
And the final one from Sender is just good communication that the
क्या
player is
चिल्ला
picking
रहा
up,
है?
but Global Esports offering so many 1v1s, and Vitality are super happy to take them.
Something to be said as well about Vitality's composition being that much more simpler as well. They can obviously focus much more on the trading the team plays.
Bum bada bum bum bum.
Bone Cold's wall here is so annoying to deal with on an eco round for Global. It takes every bullet in the pistol just to get rid of it and have any semblance of.
और ये जो जी ग्लोबल स्पोर्ट्स है, ये पहला इंडियन टीम है जो इंटरनेशनल खेलने गया है, इससे वाला कोई नहीं गया है, और ये पहला इंडियन प्लेयर एसक्यूसी पहला प्लेयर है इंडिया से जो इंटरनेशनल स्टेज पे खेलने गया है एज ए इंडियन, पहला इंडियन भी वो एसक्यूसी गया है और पहला टीम में भी वो खेला है, इसके वाले कोई भी गेम में इंटरनेशनली कोई भी टीम नहीं गया है, इतना बड़ा आगे कोई नहीं गया है।
And there you go.
अरे भाई 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 क्या पीक ले रहा है?
Kill gonna be found there just from a stray peek. Backing away, I believe the spike was dropped down to the floor as well.
पीक ले रहा है देखा पूरा sharp.
Attempting to rotate, and Twisting can hear it all. Right through sewers, making all the noise in the world. Flash play around the corner. Nobody high. Clearing this. That is a whiff though, and the players do clean it, and there is the capitalization. Dropping down. A little bit inaccurate with the aim. Yes, still Mulsi will nail the shots and clean up the remaining players.
हो गया लग गया लसूरी.
Yeah, Global found themselves.
फाड़ दिया, तोड़ दिया, कहाँ मार दिया?
No coordination on how they get through a choke point. It's stuff that needs
हिला
to be
में इसका
drilled.
लंका
They'll
लग
get there over
चुका है.
time, but for now, Global are really struggling to get that second player in behind Texture, or even offer any utility for Texture to be favored. I mean, look, there's 3-4 seconds before the next player swings there, and no utility to help Texture get into the site. And I feel like that's just been a repetition. Every retake, every attempt to attack.
Steadily, the wiggle room afforded to Global Esports to stay in this map is just getting shortened.
Sorry, I'm just watching the exact same kind of setups that I've seen before on Split from teams like Ascend, teams like 100 Thieves. I mean, this Vitality team has got great protocols on Split.
Taken, dropping down into ropes. Twiston holding this one with the operator, but not going to be given any easy opportunities to take a stray shot.
This might be over-peaking from Destry.
Yeah, just trying to take this fight, but wow, okay.
They're so
is,
clean.
Yeah, and he just backs away on top of it. Multi, seems like they're trying to get a read that this could have been the B split. Showstopper, I mean, he's literally just contact playing at the very final moment, fires it off into the corner. Gap in the wall means that he'll be able to get back to safety, and damage was done, but no kill claimed onto Bazzi. Could be quite critical. He still has his ult in his hands. Holding on top of the rope, though. Dodge to the side. Good info gained. Now there's 40 seconds left in this round, and it needs to be just put behind into this round. They do get these kills traded out, but a paranoia is going to be, again, putting a stop to this. There's no fast play behind it. That smoke, I think, eating up the flash. Now they're going to be clearing this corner out effectively. Dropping down.
Easy pick हार रहा है.
Reset enough to take that fight.
Easy picks है भाई.
They earn their way to that 12th round, and now one more round stands between them and winning this map.
So far in the tournament, EMEA as a region has been in shambles, other than Na'Vi. But this Vitality team, definitely a dark horse. Looking pretty excellent here, though, in terms of the raw talent and the way that they understand the map. So far, at lock-in, it's been APAC taking names, but this one is This one is definitely going the opposite way. Vitality is so in control. And the weaponry is brutal here for Global Esports.
Yeah, you have to force up into this, obviously. No more opportunities. Looks like they're just going to be opting into that B split. A heavy take into B. Heaven sender. The rifle spray down. Just about gets the aim online. Now you're going to see that Viper's Pit. Scattered out cross through the choke point, but no one is dealing with this guy. Just perched up in that heaven position, and Aaron, desperation pushing through, but Vitality, they clean it up. And it just looks like another day in the office for this team. We had questions coming into this series, but so far Vitality, that dark horse aura that's just been surrounding them.
जरा brightness बढ़ाओ ना. Brightness कैसे बढ़ाएं? ओए brightness कैसे बढ़ाएं?
Spoon feeding,
brightness कैसे बढ़ाएं?
Is that the metaphor there?
Brightness बढ़ा मतलब.
But that was also Global Esports pick.
Screen तो मेरा full brightness पे ही है.
That's where Aaron feels comfortable, and I don't think the macro game plans were honestly that bad, but it all
इसका गेम का तो ये तो देखो मैं स्ट्रीम को मैं रीस्ट्रीम कर रहा हूँ, ठीक है? वो लोग का ब्राइटनेस ही ऐसा है जो मैं कुछ नहीं कर सकता.
But that's going to do it for map number 1. A short break, and on the other side of things, map number 2 will be coming up after this.
कार लग गया ब्रो. ऐसे खेलेगा तो नहीं होगा भाई. अरे ये चूतिया इसको एजेंट दे दिया. सेज साला बाल सही से नहीं कर रहा है, साला उल्टा पुल्टा बाल कर रहा है. भाई प्लीज भाई सेकंड मैच जीत जाए यार, डिसाइडर कर ले.
मैं थोड़ा सा ब्राइटनेस बढ़ाने का कोशिश किया हूँ, पता नहीं ब्राइटनेस बढ़ा है क्या नहीं. राइट क्या होगा क्या होगा क्या होगा? ब्राइटनेस पता नहीं कैसे, तो ये थोड़ा सा बढ़ा है.
ब्रो गांड लग गया ब्रो जी का. पहला रन पे गांड लग गया.
अरे नहीं, खतरनाक बोला एग्रो खेल रहा है.
भाई ये सब टीम के साथ नहीं हारा पा रहा है, तो भाई बड़ा टीम तो कैसे हराएगा? बड़ा टीम तो अभी बड़ा टीम के खिलाफ तो खेला भी नहीं है
ना.
Red Bull gives you wings.
बड़ा टीम तो भाई साउथ कोरिया लोगों का होता है. बाप रे बाप. डामून T1 भी है.
T1 है तो इसमें.
हाँ पता है. हाँ
इसी इसमें
बताओ पूरा 8 से 9 साल में T1 करके चिल्ला रहा हूँ. आज अगर इंडिया अगर क्वालिफाई करता है तो T1 के कैसे जाऊंगा मैं? भाई इस दुनिया में सबसे बड़ा T1 टीम का फैन हूँ, मतलब सपोर्टर. डाई हार्ड फैन हूँ मैं T1 का.
यार भाई इंडिया के सामने गांड मारा है T1.
हाँ तो हाँ वो तो है ना, इंडिया का नहीं प्लेयर था. अभी 8 साल से मैं T1 को सपोर्ट कर रहा हूँ. 8 साल से डाई हार्ड फैन हूँ मैं. डाई हार्ड
तो फेकर की वजह से है.
मतलब फेकर की वजह से भी है, लेकिन मैं T1 को ही सपोर्ट कर रहा हूँ. लाइक T1 लाइक इमोशन हो चुका है अभी मेरे लिए. लेकिन अभी इंडिया अगर चला गया तो ऑब्वियसली मैं क्या है T1 को सपोर्ट करूँगा. हाँ लीग में ऑब्वियसली सपोर्ट करूँगा, लेकिन क्या ही कर सकता हूँ
भाई.
ये जो है ना, जो RRQ 100 Thieves फिर EDG, ये सब लीग का टीम प्लेयर है. सब इसमें लीग का है. सब लीग के में.
ये दोनों तो चाइनीज टीम है भाई.
हाँ तो ये सब लीग में रहता है, बोल तो रहा हूँ. ये सब क्वालिफाई में वर्ल्ड में खेलता है ये सब टीम का प्लेयर. 100 भी तो पता ही है, पिछली बार तो शायद क्वार्टर फाइनल या फाइनल में भी गया था. EDG भी आता है. RRR परफॉर्म नहीं करता, लेकिन वो लोग भी क्वालिफाई करते हैं. ये लोग मतलब टॉप लेवल का ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है ये FUT. नहीं पता, मेरा गोटा सूख गया है भाई, मेरा गोटा सूखा हुआ है।
सब वॉच पार्टी कर रहा है भाई, सारे बड़े शिव।
अभी भी लैग मारा रहा है भाई, लैग हो रहा है अभी भी? नहीं मेरा इसमें नहीं लैग हो रहा है, मैं इसमें स्मूथ चल रहा है, तुम्हारा इंटरनेट प्रॉब्लम हो सकता है, तो मेरा स्ट्रीम तो नहीं लैग दिख रहा है मेरे को। जैसे ही लैग होगा ना तो भाई एक बार रिफ्रेश मार लेना, रिफ्रेश मार के ठीक नहीं हो रहा है ना तब बताओ। मेरा स्ट्रीम तो देख रहा हूँ, नहीं दिख रहा है।
Let's go ahead and jump into the breakdowns, though. Mimi, I think we all were coming into this high hope for GE. We were interested to see how they
शहनाज का बहिष्कार कर दिया जाए इंडिया से।
It is an experiment. This is something that's going to take time. That does not take away from Vitality, who just looked incredible.
Yeah, GE struggled in this map, but Vitality pressed a lot. I felt like the coordination between these players was on point. Bone Cold had some great ideas as the IGL, and I felt that their implementation.
मेरे लिए रिफ्रेश दो बार, अरे नहीं मेरे को नहीं दिख
रहा है। It really was. And Sideshow also mentioned it.
हाँ कभी-कभी हो रहा है लैग, लेकिन फिर ठीक भी हो जाता है।
The overall macro
जो कि 180p पे मतलब फुल HD पे चला के रखा हूँ।
Everything fell apart.
किसकी चाउमीन खाना है?
Sheriff Savants, as we've gone ahead and given the moniker. They really are incredible performance when they have those guns in their hands, when they have any guns in their hands, really. Great consistency from GE to be able to get the pistol round, but it's just tragic that they can't get the follow-up, they can't win the anti-eco, and they just cannot build any momentum off of that. You have to expect that, especially losing that second anti-eco round, that's just when all the gas just spilled out of the tank.
Yeah, and part of that, I think, is the unforced error of this team is just really, really good with the Sheriff. And part of it is, that's a forced error, and part of it is the unforced error of just GE's coordination was off, and they were giving a lot of these 1v1 duels in positions where they had no business doing so.
Yeah, well, let's actually, go into our Verizon high-speed moment of the match here, because, of course, all eyes are on Multi and Twiston in this one, and I think that it is why you have to highlight these two players here. They're coming in hot, they're showing what they're capable of doing, they're shutting down any ideas that, that GE might try to conjure up here in these situations, and this is, one of those.
Yeah, I mean, just monstrous performances coming out from these double duelists, as Mimi was just pointing out. He's just been able to perform so well, that reaction time, to just get that right click across, instantly scopes in on the screen to just take down Aaron, who was very consistently finding himself as the last man standing. He had that one touch in the pistol. Unfortunately, we didn't see too many other ones. They just couldn't quite find their shots. They couldn't get those bullets to connect.
Yeah, this is a continuation of the story that we've seen all tournament long, where there's these debutants, the new players to the international events, come out and perform absolutely excellently.
Yeah, well then, what we want to see is players like SK Rossi really begin to show that God aim that we've come to know and love from him. That's actually going to lead us to our pre-map warm-up in the AIM Lab shoot-around here, and gives us an opportunity. Words are hard today for me, everyone.
You've been talking to Carmen?
Here's SK Rossi.
No.
You go ahead, scan that QR code. But yeah, we're really looking for just some more output from him. How do you feel about him on that Sentinel role, at least in Split?
I mean, unfortunately, we didn't get to see too much. We saw him trying to push the operator into his hands, which is normally a very faithful pair of hands to put the operator into, but unfortunately, he's some of his shots, and I wonder how much of that is going to be nerfed for players that had their debuts back in Champions, Kong Kong and whatnot. Say, yeah, when you do get up on that stage, it is really terrifying. It does shake you up a bit, and I wonder if that's the case here for Rossi, and maybe going into the second map, he'll start finding his groove a little bit more.
He's going to need to, because that first map on the offensive side, I think one of the issues is that he was not finding
Valorant.
He invested in it multiple times.
ठीक है, तो उसके साथ किसी को मत दिया नहीं लेके जाओ। तेज भगवान लेवल तक पहुंच चुका है।
The expectation very, very high for this guy.
कुछ गेम का एक भगवान हो चुका है। जैसे CS:GO में श्राउड था, लीग ऑफ लेजेंड्स में, फिर लीग ऑफ लेजेंड्स से फेकर, अब वैलोरेंट में हो चुका है टेंस। तो उसको तुम चेंज नहीं कर सकते भाई। लाइक हर एक गेम का एक भगवान होता है, तो वैलोरेंट का भगवान है टेंस।
But hey, we saw Chamber once in this tournament. Maybe we see Chamber again.
उसका मतलब अलग ही रिएक्शन टाइम होता है भाई, उसका जो कभी स्ट्रीम देखना, वो और वो मार के खुद ही चौंक जाता है। सबसे बड़ा बात, वो खुद बोलते हैं मैं कैसे मार रहा हूँ।
Anyway, Yeah, don't think we're going to be seeing the
उसका
chamber.
mind बाद में
Maybe a
काम
bold
करता है,
move
flick
cut.
पहले काम
I
होता
think
है.
it's just going to be a bit more of what we have seen. Maybe
उसका
some
next level.
standardized compositions here, not necessarily the harbor, but you never really know.
All right, Prime Gaming Agent select here for Pearl. What do we get now, Mimi?
It is going to be interesting.
Bye bye,
to see.
please say मत
Again,
ले.
a couple different approaches to this
नहीं ले
map
रहा
thus
भाई,
far
से.
at lock-in, but it's been very much fixated on these
नहीं यार,
B-long
ये
fights.
initiator
Well
खेल
set
रहा है.
executes. It'll be GE starting on
Reflex
the
वही ना,
attack.
reflex
It should
उसका
be a stronger
next level
side for
reflex
them,
होता
and
है
they do
भाई.
go for a jet composition. This is similar to what DRX
मेरे को
was
कभी
running,
कभी
but
लगता है
they
उसका
weren't
माइंड बाद में
able
काम
to
करता है,
so
दिखता
much.
बाद में है.
I
हम
question.
पहले वो गोली चलाता है, फिर
A lot more
उसका उधर बंदा
synergy
था.
out of the Sova when you run it alongside this jet, but you're right. Yeah, both teams
उसका
have
stream
made
देखे
that
बाप
decision.
रे
क्या है?
Going
Second
for it,
map
so
है.
be really coming down to just who can
Pearl
pilot
है ना?
these compositions the best. Let's
Second
just wait and
map
see for
नहीं,
now.
नहीं,
Looks like
नहीं,
Vitality
Second
though.
map Pearl है.
All right, well, let's go
Guys,
ahead
जो
and
stream
jump
देख रहे हो,
into
3 जन जो
map
stream
2.
देख रहे हो,
Of course,
भाई, like
can
दबा
we
दो
get
यार.
a map 3? Let's go ahead and find out.
आप लोग
Send
like
it
नहीं कर
over
रहे,
to
इसलिए
Red Side
BGMI
Show
ने
for the
जीत रहा है.
call.
Like दबाओ जल्दी से.
Thank you very much, Golden Boy. Yeah, that's the question, isn't it? Can we get to that map
भाई
3?
G fighting लिख दो यार एक बार. G fighting. Hashtag
एकदम.
Map
G
number
fighting.
2, and Vitality already leading
Chat
the
में
series
spam
1-0
कर
on
दो.
the back of some, solid calling from Molko. Listen, the guy was at the bottom of the scoreboard, but it was the calls that really
भाई
sailed them
हारेंगे
away
तो
to
फिर
a
भाई
really dominant
इतने
win.
बड़े
Yeah, I
स्टेज
think
पे हैं.
Buncold's got a crazy
हार
journey
नहीं
as well.
मानना है. आगे
He
फिर
made
चांस
it to the
मिलेगा.
top
अरे
of the
मेरा
mountain,
जरूरत था उधर
was
भाई.
all the way up at the peak
तुम
of
रहता तो साला
Valorant,
उल्टा
lifting
और
the
डुबा के आ
2021
जाता.
Champions
डुबा
Trophy,
के आता है?
and then drops all the
13-0
way
हो
down
जाता
to
अच्छा,
play the French
आज-
leagues, VRLs. I feel like Buncold is the Sisyphus of Valorant.
Yeah.
He
मेरे को
just
देख
pushed
के
that
opponent
rock
surrender कर
all the way
देता
up the
है.
hill, and now he's back down at the bottom, pushing it
इतना
back up again.
confidence.
But the struggle itself is enough to fill Buncold's heart. He's just happy with the
ये
journey,
कैसा
and the
lineup है?
grind. While other players might
देखना
have just
जाएगा
been,
कहाँ पे अभी.
content for their
देख,
whole career
कहाँ
chasing
गया?
that goal
Back
once.
side गया, देख रहा है?
Buncold's there.
हाँ मेरे को अभी तक नहीं दी. अच्छा अभी गिरा.
वहाँ बैक साइड
See a
गया.
lot of util though pushing off this opening pistol round, and it is so
भाई लोग
important
pistol
that Global
round
Esports
नहीं
get off to a
जाता,
good
लेकिन
start,
second
and
में साला
it's exactly what they're going to
SMG round कैसे
do.
हारता है?
Fights are
मेरे
being
को समझ में
taken
नहीं
this
आता.
time. A lot of players to back them up. Bit of spam there from Texture. Got to be wary because he knows the sender's just again lurking his way through, but finally the backup
डीगल से
arrives
कैसे
now.
मरता है?
Another twist and
डीगल से
players.
मरता भी तो एक नहीं मरता है. साला सबका सब मर जाता है.
हाँ भाई जी को तो जीतना ही पड़ेगा भाई. इंडिया का देश का सवाल है.
Do actually need to be relatively
ऐसे
careful
कैसे
here.
देश का सवाल है. ऐसा वैसे थोड़ी ना.
Crossfire setup.
टीम थोड़ी ना, वो देश के लिए गया है भाई.
Util's gonna be
पहला
running
इंडियन
away
टीम,
outside the hall.
पहला इंडियन प्लेयर
Just to
भी
the
क्या
corner.
है.
Gotta
दोनों
find
एक
the
साथ.
angle that won't be available to him. So Global Esports once again. Similar tale to what we saw.
वैलेंट में अगर जीत गया, अगर क्वालिफाई कर गया भाई, वैलेंट ही वैलेंट होगा पूरा इंडिया में. इतना बूम आने वाला है.
Continue that. Can they actually convert it into another round on the back?
बस जिता दे भाई.
Global might be the team with the highest pistol round win rate in the tournament to go home in the first round.
Yeah.
I mean, they need to be able to.
मैं
convert
खाता
off
हूँ
the
भाई,
back of
खाली
this.
पर सपोर्ट नहीं करना चाहिए.
They won 3 out of 3 of the pistols. Surely this is not going to be heartbreak again. If you look just at the minimap here, I think the danger could be averted instantly. Vitality have gone for a gamble stack, and the Sheriffs
क्या
are
लाइन है पर
on the
नाइफ का
opposite
देख.
side of the map completely. Oh no. Oh no.
Don't overthink this.
Surely Global Esports are not overcooking it. I think this is just going to be an A split. They're taking their time early on to set up here in
अरे इको राउंड अगर हारा ना भाई मेरा दिमाग
Knife
खराब हो
from
जाएगा.
Mulsi did
साला
make them
हर
second
इको
guess
राउंड
things
हार
as
रहा
that
है.
landed. Very
ओपोनेंट
played
इको
up
पे है
towards
फिर
him,
हार रहा है भाई.
affected a bit of that presence, but no, this time the Global Esports players will be just
तेरा प्लेटर दिखता ना.
डीगल से मर के
प्लेटर दाও মিষ্টি চার্জেট করবে পুরো.
no
প্লেট দাও.
resistance.
But also in one of the pistol rounds, or rather one of the follow-ups, we saw the retake just so many opportunities where Global gave them 1v1s and didn't trade.
Playing offside here through main.
But I think this does favor the Spectre system.
मार
And
मार
the
मार.
Global Esports players are so clumped up, they can't help but trade, surely.
Yeah, so the knife there,
कैसे
not going to
push
be
करके
tagging
मार
off the
रहा है?
Asher player. Going to be able to
Push
get that
करके
pull
मार रहा है.
through.
One,
Escarossi
one.
just moves forwards. They're losing a couple of players. Now to C's also claiming one of the targets there. Sticking onto the defuse. Destrin doesn't get
Arre.
half. Not sure, no he doesn't. Denied that at least. And the spam through. This game plan a little bit all over the place. Sticking to half. No way.
भाई,
Not a shot in
ये
hell.
round
But
जानता है,
time
हारते
running
हारते
too
बचा
low
है.
for him to make the
इको
most of that
round.
one again. So my word, they do just about
Ico
scrape
round
through
हारते
and
हारते बचा
claim
भाई,
that
क्या
round. But
कर
Global
रहा है?
Esports, it's an expensive one for them to win.
They're going to give
मेरा
Global Esports CEO.
हाँ ना मुंह पे लेके हम चवाना भूल गए भाई.
Second rounds are absurd.
एक्साइटमेंट पे
The decision from Rossi to
मुंह पे
push
लेके
the
ऐसे
smoke when
बैठे हैं
Mono
हम.
had already used his pull. There is no chance chance that
मेरे
anyone
को
is
ये
on the
नहीं
spike
समझ
there. And
इसके
it's
रोसी
again the
स्मोक क्यों
small
पुश किया
details
भाई
भगवान
making
जाने
those rounds losable for global, but all right.
मर गया भाई. मार
Get
भी नहीं
through
पाया
it,
smoke push
and they're going to
करके.
force up. So this is not a bonus round. This is just a straight up rifle v rifle round in round 3. Everything on the line. Whoever loses this, drop back down to an eco.
So much importance now being placed on this one. Global Esports not messing around, are they? Letting that util through. Knife's going to get removed, though. Might put a stop here to Global Esports trying to exec into this one because it's a little bit slow and it affords Twiston the right time to strike. What a flash through. Almost the entirety of the opposing team just blind to that one. Dashing through to the side and the smoke's being watched for. Twiston, you absolute animal. 3 kills claimed, but he will answer back. But he's left in this 1v2.
2v1 1v2 एक ही बात है चुतिया.
This is going to be difficult for him. He tapped the
1v2
spike.
बोलते हैं.
Just trying to at least hunt out one of the
low
players.
होता है उस पे
So
बोलते हैं.
intelligent by
हम नहीं
Destrian. Doesn't
बोलेंगे.
give him an easy task of just trying to hunt him down.
गांडू है.
We saw Destrian
हार गया साला.
playing exactly the same on split too. Never offering
कैसे मर
opportunities
रहा है ये लोग?
for clutches to happen
Wide kick से
because
मर
of
रहा
his
है
passive
भाई.
positioning. Twiston is playing like a
जेट
monster
तो आधा
in this
लोग को
game.
लेके गया. 3 जन का तो जेट लेके गया.
इसका
And
जेट भाई
because
बहुत
the
अच्छा
trades
खेल
are
रहा
so
है.
poor from
Twiston या
Global,
क्या
he's
नाम
just
है?
able to take
Twiston या क्या
one-on-one,
नाम है
then
इसका
another
जेट का?
one-on-one, and another one-on-one. He
हाँ,
always gets the
miss किया था ना
opportunity to
पिछले
reset his
पहला
spray,
half
reset
में.
his aim.
ए कोई चैट में ट्विस्टन का जरा प्लग खोल देना जाके.
The kills end
तान
up.
खींच लो जरा उसका पीसी का ट्विस्टन का भाई लैग हो रहा है अभी.
तेरा क्या हो रहा है भाई?
भाई क्या दिक्कत है? आज इसको लैग होना है.
यो
ब्लैक हो गया पूरा स्क्रीन. गाइस
Twiston's going looking.
यो क्या कर रहा है? लग गया पीछे से बैक स्टैब आ रहा है.
पर क्या दिक्कत है मेरे इंटरनेट का? इतना पैसा देता हूँ फिर भी साला इंटरनेट नहीं
Normally
चलता.
be frowned upon. Might be donating a rifle, but
फिर से लैग हो रहा है. धर
Glimpse of somebody there. He knows they're in art.
दिमाग खराब.
fight
दिमाग का
now.
बहुत सारा.
रॉसी बचा है.
Been taken and that's swing timing around the back. Reset there on the knives. SK Rossi doesn't get any sort of bailout there. So 2-2 going to be that scoreline early on here in Pearl. Imperative now that Global Esports can regain their footing.
They've got some big ults to work with. I mean, there's nothing really happening in that
Guys,
fire
sorry
round
for the
beyond
lag.
eco, but
Bro,
this
bro,
is one
bro.
where Aaron needs to come up with a
बाय
strategy.
राउंड है भाई.
Got
प्लीज जीत जा
lockdown,
भाई प्लीज.
got Nightfall to work with. These are big ultimates to apply a lot of pressure. I think Global Esports composition is probably going to want to play towards the A site more often because they don't have a very good way of approaching on B. You can see the spike leaning in that direction. But I think the question of how to apply B pressure has also got to be asked. Both teams, of course, run in the same comp, so
This could be a real danger.
ऊपर है ऊपर ऊपर.
Twiston's updrafted up onto this box ahead of time with an operator in his
अच्छा
hands
हम
as
इसको ही
well.
बोले तो अब नहीं है
All the way down
सब.
this angle. The
हाँ नीचे तक नीचे तक
clear
नीचे तक
away.
नीचे तक नीचे नीचे नीचे.
it is also a dangerous
हम
position.
भूल गए.
We've seen
रखा है भाई.
texture
पुश कर रखा
could
है.
double
आराम
updraft
से,
and get the kills on him with the knife.
आराम
Okay,
से.
contact
गया
will clear
गया
now into
गया
A.
गया.
Destrian's taken
Yo,
slide
nice,
off angle
nice,
now
nice,
behind
nice
this
shot,
box.
nice
It was
shot.
really an attempt. Then he was holding the angle. The crossover
Nice
placement was
shot,
good,
bro.
but does
Nice
not
shot.
get the kill.
Phantom moment.
Yep, dropping him down to 10 health. Someone yet survives, and Global Esports are just picking apart Vitality at the seams is what it feels like, and now it's on Twiston. What can he do? Just a bit of an ego peek there with the operator through that smoke, gets the 1 kill. Horn going to be spotting out Multi, drops down an aid, and Munyet none the wiser
Look
in
where,
his astral form.
Look where SK Rossi is here. He's gone all the way through B on the world's longest flank.
They know.
Twiston's watching for it.
Yeah, he's watching for it. Seems to be just aware that this could be a possibility. Angles being watched. Pop flash play as well for that re-clear. And now
Twiston,
time
stop
is
watching
being
the flank.
paid for. Yep, the flank not being watched for. Tap onto the spike, and all the pressure is on him right now. Re-swinging down, but beams them down. For Shorty, man. Shorty's a strong gun, but it won't save you against that.
Now the line up there from
Nice
Vitality.
skills, bro.
Pretty big
Nice.
mistake, but an understandable one. Great play from SK Rossi. I was worried that his flank would be either way too late or watched for, because Twiston felt like he had to read the whole time
ऐसे
that
फाड़ना
Rossi
है.
was coming around. I don't know quite how Global Esports got read like that, but still, Rossi coming up with the goods. That's the first round where we've really seen him take control of the game.
ये देखो इधर से वो रिवील मार रहा है, इधर से ये रिवील मार रहा है.
So back and forth. That's a fast play with the blade storm. You can see texture. He's already dashed across to take this A main control. Now that Cosmic Divide as well. So Nightfall's going to be used as a response to this one. Vitality making it difficult for them to commit onto this, and Global Esports should be second guessing this now because there's 3 players of Vitality just ready and waiting.
That is great work from Bone Cold as well. He had to use that exactly in reaction to SK Rossi's ult. So he was prepped and knew perfectly what he wanted to do. Read the play and countered it.
It does feel like Global Esports have been thrown a bit off
भाई
balance
इतना
here,
ult
because now
इस्तेमाल
it's just
किया
a
कुछ
scramble.
नहीं
5
हुआ
players
साला.
now grouped up. And use that Prowler to re-clear deep into B main, but
I would have loved to see Aaron use his lockdown as a fake re-hit onto the A site to allow Global Esports to go for this pivot, but they're making it really noisy. A lot of utilities screaming the footsteps all along, and Vitality are just booking it to the B side.
there's no nuance in this approach from Global Esports.
Nice shot.
Making all the noise in the world right now. Angle not being watched for. And what a timing to take one yet. Open off the header sender. Through, that spacing just not good enough. A collateral in play, and one after the other. They try to take the fight, but they will all fall. Twiston, absolute masterclass in his performance, but again, it's just those little errors piling up. It just doesn't allow them to sail away with a round win.
अयो क्या
And
होगा
when you leave
जी
these
ऐसे
openings,
कैसे होगा
a
जी
player like Twiston, especially on
गार
Jet,
मत किया
that
जी.
allows you to take
साला
timings
कोलैट
and then
over
dash
गया
away
हुआ
to
है.
safety. And he's just loving it out there. Twiston's had one of the best opening games I can remember. He's 11-4 already after 6 rounds have been played. He had 20 kills at the half on split. I can't remember exactly what he finished on. But this is an insane opener.
Now a fight to be taken. So risky in play, and you've just got to be kidding me.
There's another one.
Yep.
It's over in a flash.
I mean, collateral after collateral.
The word flawless.
भाई क्या चल रहा है ये?
even sum that up.
क्यों चल रहा है ये?
Statement.
And yeah, it wasn't
हाँ
easy.
पता है भाई पता नहीं बिजनेस से उधर चल रहा है ना इसीलिए लैग हो रहा है थोड़ा बहुत.
Recurring theme, honestly, for Global Esports dropping a couple of these rounds.
फिक्स करने का कोशिश चल रहा है मेरा.
Haven't been able to.
अब मैं क्या फिक्स करूँ इंटरनेट.
Honestly, it feels like right between your elbows. I mean, even he's like, okay, well,
Sure.
not sure how I achieved that one.
Sure,
but
I'll take it.
okay.
उन लोगों को दोनों को एक साथ बीट करना ही क्यों है ये मैं नहीं समझ पा रहा हूँ.
Global need to find an answer. They still
क्या?
haven't found an
Eco था
opportunity
भाई.
to use Aaron's lockdown.
इको राउंड था.
Aaron's been playing the middle
तो
of the
कोलेटरल
map,
भाई
trying
ये
to
भाई बहुत
push
डिसेंट
all
हो
the
जाए तुम्हें
different
कोलेटरल
pieces
में
that he
मालूम
has on
होता
his
है.
chessboard, but
कोलैट में लाइन में
hasn't really found
एक
enough
लाइन में आ जा रहा है ना.
opportunities
हाँ
to
तो
get
वही तो
involved
क्यों आ रहे हो वही
himself,
तो
and
पूछ रहा
Aaron's
हूँ.
actually one of the
सही
biggest
नहीं
players
है
on
भाई
split.
सिंपल सी बात है.
There's diligence there, though, from Global Esports, making sure to jump peek these corners so they debate that op shot. They know the Twiston's playing the other direction. Now the util's going to be sent flying through. That's going to be a Prowler up close. Lockdown as a response, though.
And they know that this is going to get value because Bone Cold had cleared out the whole of A. However, Bone Cold running into Monia there does open a path for Global Esports to just pivot back.
Just didn't expect there to be players there, I suppose, but Lockdown used ever so slightly later, so yeah. Clearing out this site, but there was space at the back of Hall. Someone needs to break this turret. Texture just being whistled down to no health at all, but players are weak.
Do they know the Vitality could be in back halls here? Do they know the lockdown?
No back halls control, and that's an immediate punish from that one.
है.
Just on a heaven position, he was offered a free shot, but it just about missed this one. Are they going to be able to get this plant down? They haven't cleared these players out of back halls again. Just seeing limits to it, and Destrin, he's got this flank timing. No one's watching it. So many gaps in the play. And just like that, picked apart. Munyet, 1 star, has the pull. He can disrupt this one, but so much to do for him. Good timing off it. He is smoked away though, but that's going to dissipate. And it's all on this.
They don't know where he is.
What timing can he take? Buys his time, has to hit the shots, reset one at the avenue, but it's just being stuck.
हगा
And Twiston hitting the
भाई
nose.
डिफ्यूज को मारना चाहिए तुम दूसरे को मार रहे हो.
Him. Yeah. How dare you short
करना
Twiston?
चाहिए क्या बोल रहा है चुतिया है क्या साले.
15-4.
Attack round है.
Global Esports just not able to
तो
put
डिफ्यूज
together
कर
a
रहा
round
था.
again.
हाँ.
The
इसको पहले मारना था ना.
डिफ्यूजर
is
लोहे के पीछे
inch
कैसे
perfect.
मारेगा
Going to this
उसको.
स्पैम होता है
position
चुतिया
because
वो.
he'd
वो spam नहीं होता है,
slunk
लकड़ी वाला
his way,
spam होता है,
sorry, on the
चुतिया.
flank through B link.
अब तो स्पैम
So
करेगा
while
वो लोग
Bone Cold
रुकेगा
ran through
थोड़ी.
spawn, Destrian managed to
को
wiggle
मारने
his way
देगा.
through the shop area.
रोजन जो सामने खड़ा है.
And he knew that Monia wasn't watching
तो
it.
जेड भाई क्या उड़ा रहा है भाई सबको.
Just not enough layers.
But also, Vitality are doing such a good job at just abusing all of the holds, right? It's one thing to know that your opponent's making mistakes, but Vitality are getting the punish every time.
Very intelligent gameplay from them.
भाई
डेविल भाई कुछ कर क्यों अभी भी लैग हो रहा है क्या लैग के बारे में बोल रहे हो
Of course, Global Esports
लैग हो रहा है कभी भी
down to the weaker buy. You can't have a repeat of that first map. Said earlier, if they can regain their kind of footing, but so far, obviously, distance between these rounds, 5-3 being that scoreline, it's not too wide. Still, a lot could be done.
Yeah, there's obviously chances back into this map and chances back into this series. Especially if their players were feeling the nerves and that impacted the game and they can get over it.
Yeah, flash through, Horn's quite good, lands into the back of the side, but ever so slightly mistimed. And okay, Texture, let's see what you can do. Cloudburst laid down, it's gone, wasn't ready. Util was quite good there, Multi weakened.
ना लैग तो मैं कुछ नहीं कर सकता ना मैं कोशिश कर रहा हूँ लेकिन वो तो इंटरनेट का छिपा है
Next round, the most important one, though, for Global. It's an opportunity to get the momentum back and put around on the board where you'll still be able to buy next time. Cosmic Divide can be massive. I mean, we've seen teams just pop a Cosmic Divide down on B, go for the plant spot behind the box, play post plants off the back of that. There are certainly options here, but it's about how they navigate the space and make it so that Vitality aren't just stacking the side of the map that they want to play. Oh, Vitality are looking like they want to fight really heavily over B here.
This feels like a hard read almost. They see that the Astra wall is available. They're not going to be giving them easy access to the top side there of B main.
And the brutal thing about this, Bren, is that if Twiston scares them away from B, look what Destrian's got for them on A. He's just sat in secret with an Odin, waiting to deny the plant.
With a turret covering his head.
Yeah.
I mean, the setup is just so well thought out right now, and the alarm bot's going to give all the information for Sender to know that they are working their way through art.
Salah and Boncold have been cooking.
Yeah. These setups are looking nice. Nade close, though. That should push them back. But they haven't broken the alarm bot. So, full knowledge to be gained now. Vitality know that nobody's committed off the back of that utility through art.
And Twiston's dropped back into a more passive position where he still gets good info, and that's freed up Multi and Bonecold to roam around the map and fill in the gaps.
That's a good knife, though. We'll at least deactivate that alarm, but the players are there to just, again, fill up the pieces. Twiston holding this one. Flash, knife. Does push him back.
Nice.
Absolute ego plays, fully blinded up with a bomb flash, but well, just some blind fire, it seems like. Now Bonecold needs to be the difference maker. Because Vitality have dropped like flies, and his timing is absolutely everything, but the shot's just do not land still. One after the other. SK Rossi doesn't expect it to be a second player. The answer is no. This high ground position, a bit of spam there, the Odin Destrian does reveal his position. Down into a 2v4. Not good enough for that job.
Good double face, though.
Nice, bro.
That's what we've been missing.
That is what we've been missing. Despite the fact that Sender's crosshair placement was immaculate.
रिफ्रेश करने के बाद करो भाई अभी लैग नहीं हो रहा है मैं देख लिया
I like the pathing from Global there. I think they found a really
क्योंकि मेरा सेकंड मॉनिटर पे चल रहा है
But what on earth was Multi doing?
कभी-कभी लैग हो रहा है बट अभी नहीं हुआ
Running through the smoke.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's a major blunder.
अभी वो रिफ्रेश मार के देखो तेरा भाई नहीं हो रहा तो बताओ
Unforced errors have been in Global Esports camp. And that's
नहीं वो तुम्हारा लैग हो रहा है
कमबैक करेगी कि नहीं
make a play and then fumble it completely.
एक बार रिफ्रेश मार के देखो
But you got to give
नहीं
credit.
हो रहा मेरा लैग नहीं
Pressure
हो
from
रहा
Global was
है मेरा
great
स्ट्रीम
as they
चल रहा है
went
देख
through
रहा हूँ
B-Link. They pushed Twiston away. They just also got gifted the kill on Multi. Can they string together this one opportunity into a decent half here? They still have this Cosmic Divide. A B site hit would be nice, but I think Sender's got the read. He's got nanoswarms in the common plant spots on B.
Yeah. Counter knife is very nice. Going to be getting off onto the two players there, so it suppresses them and pushes them back.
My big problem, though, is Global are creating no pressure on the other side of the map. Destrian has already been confident enough to just poke his head around A main. Oh, yep, nothing there.
Yep.
And there's 4 players already on the B side. Global need to have a bit more of a spread presence, a global presence, if you will.
Oh my god.
On the map.
So I'm looking for a new co-caster. If you'd like to send in your applications.
I think Pansy's in need at the moment.
Yeah.
Okay, so now actually, Global cutting a bit of noise and offering the tiniest of noises and pressure in mid has made the defenders spread out a little bit, but
Now
not
they've got to
enough.
be aware, surely, because look at this reposition. Close to the corner, Sender's there. And is there going to be util to clear them out? Usually there's a seize that accompanies this push. Lassie does have it available, and they just push forward. Shorty's in their hands. Right up in the air, inaccurate, still finding the kill. But they have for a moment now, you gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me!
Oh, nice.
Oh my goodness. Weakening the players. Still they answer back and into the back of the halls. It's just a fight being taken. SK Rossi winning it out and does claim that area of the map for them. Down to Destrian. What can he do here? Is anybody gonna be watching for him? Aaron tucked behind the box, just waiting it out. A lot of fights he needs to try and take, but it's all that pressure. Good swing timing from Aaron though, but
1v2,
left now.
1v2, Jet बचा है.
2v1.
Jet.
Twisted is running out of time. Exchange there for the rifle. Has one more cloud burst, but now a swarm.
अबे भी हो रहा है
Tanks on
क्या
top.
बात कर
55 health drop down, a bit of random spam.
झूठ मत बोलो तुरंत झूठ बोलो लग
On
नहीं
this
हो रहा
defuse.
Nice
Dash
bro,
enabled.
nice bro, nice
Aaron
bro. Come
sticking all the
back,
way
bro.
through, and oh my goodness, almost making the play, but salvaged in the end.
Come back, come back. Come back.
झूठ मत बोलो ऐसे ही मेरा फटा पड़ा है ऊपर से तुरंत का डरा
I think Global Esports have done a great job there. Their ability to get into the site and use the Cosmic Divide to get into a favorable post plan, I like that. They're finally being able to string a couple of rounds together, and this is already
सच में नहीं हो रहा है लग रहा है
5 rounds on the board. If they can push it to 6, they're really starting to apply the pressure to Vitality. And you're seeing the players get a bit more confident. They're waking up.
Waking up indeed. If they can make this an even half,
नहीं हो रहा
it'll be beautiful for them.
नहीं हो
Lovely
रहा
setup.
है देख लिस्ट
What the heck?
This fight is about to take place with the operators. Guess what? Bit of a jet diff occurring right there and then.
जेट डिफ भाई जेट डिफ
Making a name for himself, honestly, as well as that Korean jet player of 2023.
साला गांडू है
Twiston has
भाई इसको
been
ज्यादा
something of
कॉन्फिडेंस
an
आ गया
absolute
पुश कर रहा
demon
है
in this series. Shutting him down early.
ओपोनेंट का
It'll be
जेट
quite good for them.
पुश करके मारा ना
Taking out the final boss in the early stages is definitely going to be useful. But there are other players on Vitality that can be just as problematic.
Contact reclear.
Moni is going to have to control this.
Yo, the timing there was just so unfortunate. Moniet dropping into his Astra form, but now there needs to be some pace. Moving all the way forwards. Can he take control at the back of this site? And oh my goodness.
भाई ऐसे कौन प्लान देता है ओपन
Beamed all the
में
way down. Nothing covering them as well from that position. Bone Cold's handed some of the easiest kills of his life. And now
वो भी रोस्टर भी बोल रहा है
layer after layer. Pushing the players back texture. Just cannot quite get out of there. SK Rossi in that 1v3. The pride of India. But with 25 seconds left, he's put in an impossible task.
We saw Aaron win a 1v3 earlier on to give Global Esports the first pistol
There's
round.
one.
Rossi's got the talent.
Fight being taken, but not much time left into this one. Util just being dumped through and a wall watch.
फ्लैश पहले करना होता है बाद में करना था इसको
7-5.
उल्टा किया ये
Scoreline. Global Esports fighting back in their own way, making it quite respectable.
पर दो दिन बैठा हुआ था भाई इधर
That's what you're looking for from Global. Apply some pressure. If they can come out with the pistol round win and follow up again, which would be 4 out of 4 pistol rounds, but if they can do it, this is still a really close map.
Yeah. And now a very special halftime as well. Let's throw it
अभी भी हो रहा है क्या बात कर रहे
guest for our halftime interview.
अब नहीं होना चाहिए
That is right, Brandon Sideshow. I've got Rishi with me, the co-founder and owner of Global Esports. You waited a long time to see your players up on this stage. You know, how does it feel to finally see them play? I see you guys down there supporting them as well.
Yes, it feels amazing. It's crazy. We didn't think we'd get this far, but here we are, playing on the biggest stage in the world.
Yeah, I love hearing you guys cheer for them as well. All of the GE fighting coming on as well. What do you make of their performance so far? That was a really close half.
Yes, it's been okay so far. I know this is usually how the team starts. So even when they're scrimming, the first map is usually the slowest, and then they pick up pace. It's looking so far so good. I think we should be able to pick up and take this map out and hopefully take it to map 3.
Oh, you have faith?
Yes.
Hello, bye. Good night, Atro bhai.
Yeah. If you could, you know, talk to your players right now.
Good night.
What would you say to them right now?
Oh wow.
मेरा तो रात का नींद उड़ चुका है
अभी
तो पूरा मैच ही देखेंगे हम बैठ के फिर से मैच में खेलेगा टाइम रहा तो
but they're really picking up the pace now.
No, I think they're okay. A lot of them have experience on stage before, and the people that I was worried about are Monia and Texture because they haven't played on such a big stage before. So
वो भी कहाँ खेला है भाई?
I think now the team is just getting warmed up. They'll be good.
We're going to get to a map 3. You're promising me this. You're confident.
If not, I'll get you a jersey.
Oh, I'll take it. Okay, let's get a GE fighting at home for the fans that are watching.
Okay, perfect.
GE fighting!
GE fighting.
Yes.
And also shout out to the 300 plus people watching at our watch party in Mumbai.
Oh, okay. I love that. I love that shout out. Thank you so much for joining me.
300 के watch party है इन लोगों का तो main चीज इसमें नहीं है
Sideshow and Brand together on the
watch
way.
party है वो लोग एक्चुअली ना मुंबई में एक क्लब बुक किया है
G fighting.
मुंबई में क्लब बुक किया है
अच्छा वो तो सुना
क्लब में लाइव वॉच पार्टी है
Much better for
300
in
क्या है
comparison to that first map that we were just watching on Split, where it was very one-sided. You know, when you have new rosters being formed in this fashion, like Global Esports, talent coming from many different directions, different teams as well, different nationalities, there's always a risk that they might just falter on the big stage like this.
Yeah, but
Guys, मैं पानी लेके आया हूँ
it's going to be so important. I think it's almost too much to ask that Global Esports could win 4 out of 4 pistols, but so far they've been good for it. They've had set plays, and I feel like maybe quite a lot of their prep focus has been on winning those pistols.
Yeah.
And, you know, they tripped up on Split, they weren't able to convert, but that was a different map. Maybe they were in a different place mentally too. This one's really important.
And so a lot of focus being placed now onto this pistol round, but you already see it. Waves of that utility being used. Hammered into the back of the B side, Twiston up close, and there's that Nano Swarm. Texture just trying to evacuate. He was dropped down low and does fall, but SK Rossi still alive, still in the fight, and he answers back. 2 kills claimed, making it that much more difficult for them, and still the flank being watched for.
Nice play.
Yeah, controlling that spray down, so watching for the flank. Now it's down to the 2 players of Vitality. Bonko will get this plant off. There's not going to be any pressure applied to try and disrupt them, but they're strong with the timing. No one really watching that one, and now taking the swings all together. Munyet inside of his extra form, and finally the swing is there from Aaron. The team captain, the IGL, making sure that they can slam dunk once again another pistol round.
Yeah, 4 out of 4 pistols for Global. They look clean in these rounds. They just need to extend it, that kind of focus, to the rest of their game. What a performance. And what a 2K from Rossi as well. This one really crucial to shut down Sender. But the anchoring from Rossi there was very nice. The kill onto Texture, so important. And Brent, I know we've talked a lot about Rossi, but I feel like he's just such a cool player in terms of his backstory and his motivations. And I was watching a recent interview that he had with Yinsu, and he said that he's done well domestically, but that was never his goal. He said, in India, we always worship foreign idols, foreign teams. We never had an Indian team to look up to or an Indian player to look up to because we had no achievements outside our country. And SK Rossi was saying, I need to change that. I am in a position to change that. This is my moment. I need to do it. I mean, that just speaks, I think, to the way that Global Esports is approaching this game and the way that Rossi's approaching this game.
Bro.
And this is a winnable map.
So winnable.
Second match जीतना है भाई, तब third match में फिर जाके गाँव फाड़ देना है.
We really have been hammering this point at home, but it's a region that's just been, you know, marred, I think, by issues with the infrastructure as well. Just really kind of like putting a dampener, I think, on the esports scene. But this is a massive moment. See if they can make the most of it here on this big stage for SK Rossi.
Yeah, can you capitalize?
Yeah.
And the rest of Global as well. I mean, it's players from all over the place with different backgrounds and different stories, which makes it a really ambitious project. Texture picking up both of those kills over on A and shutting down one of the biggest threats. A 3v5 for Vitality. Surely it's unwinnable, I mean, even with the Sheriff potential.
Even with the Sheriffs, I mean, oh my goodness.
Awkward. SMG round जीत जाएगा भाई.
Nowhere near as awkward as it has been in the prior map.
क्या situation क्या है?
Already just
Situation
into
बता
the util.
Situation क्या
Sees the
है?
horn, everything being used.
कौन?
जीत रहा है और कौन?
अच्छा से वो ऐसा बोलो ना गोटा मुंह में आ गया.
So this time,
round जीता है 4 का 4 pistol round जीता है.
able to win out.
4 pistol round हुआ कैसे?
दो मैच हुआ ना.
अच्छा वो ऐसे बोल.
So much better beginning to this half.
जितना pistol round है सारा pistol round जीता है. अब
मेरे जैसा हाल है, मेरे जैसा हाल है. मैं भी pistol round सारा जीता देता हूँ.
Round 2.
पिन लग जाता है लौड़ा. पता नहीं मेरा भी पिस्टल में हाथ मतलब गोश्त में मेरा पता नहीं हाथ बहुत चलता है.
With how cleanly Texture dealt with these players,
Ghost.
they've got a good bonus round.
हो गया है.
So do we see a
comeback
set
कर
strat?
लिया.
Can they damage the Vitality economy? Can they keep some momentum going? For the first time in this entire series, the play is actually in Global Esports' hands.
Bro, गाड़ फाड़ देना है. मैप जीतना है वाला.
A battle. It's not going to be taking place just yet, but that slow take of A main control from Vitality. Have the rifles, of course. At the same time, that util being sent forward is just bone cold alone. Just trying to make sure that they've got presence, and this time the swing timings are there. They were spaced up, overlapping each other. There was potential for that spray down, but the site going to be gained. So Vitality realizing it's been offered for them. And now the flank timing. Twiston is so pushed all the way into their spawn with the rifle in his hands right now, and it has been cleared, but where's the trade? It's not there.
Oh, that's
Sprays
unbelievable.
them down, and a dash back just to disengage. Wants to play with the rest of his team in his high-low setup. Brutal to try and break through. Texture, in the midst of all of this, that's managed to find himself a rifle, but 2v4, might as well try and play it. A bit of a random spam again, just onto that common angle means that Monya's dealt with, and oh my goodness, the reactions just dragging that one all the way down, finding the final bullet.
The spray control from Twiston and Molsey was impeccable in that round. And once again, the same as Split, this duo, this relatively unknown duo to the global stage is pounding. Yeah. And if you talk to any fans of EMEA, Twiston and Molsey, they're primed. They're ready to take that next step up to the big stage and show everybody how talented they are. Underrated, but very skilled.
I've just been waiting for that opportunity to showcase what they can do on the global events, on the global stage.
And that bonus round from Global didn't actually do very much damage to the Vitality economy. So...
Flash play! Oh my goodness, that's a little bit awkward.
Oh, Texture didn't take a point of damage, but I don't know how.
Yeah, I mean, just about gets out of there, doesn't it? Still, another pop flash play, and that angle was just perfect, but oh my goodness! Well, yet just running circles around them, spraying them down, a bit of inaccuracy helping them out, and the main choke point also being watched for. Texture.
Twiston मारा ना तो इसलिए बोल रहा हूँ.
Bit more of a defensive position from him, but this round so far just entirely secured up from one yet, really.
Yeah, I think the biggest player that has improved from map 1 to map 2 and maybe shaken off some of the nerves that Rushi was talking about is Monya. How many times did we see him push a smoke, take a bad fight, not be there for a trade on Split? And now on Pearl, he is in the right place at the right time more often than not.
Timing of that was just insane.
It was, yeah. I mean, he's playing anti-flash and he swings to help his teammate, sprays them both down. Second kill, maybe a bit of run and gun.
He's going to try and do his best to win out that round, but no swings, no easy fights being afforded. And so a prime gaming flawless here for Global Esports, 8-8. Being this scoreline,
that's major. And Vitality are actually now put in a difficult spot. Their economy is good enough to force, but it will leave them with a bit of a worse setup. How Sender quite beefs that first engagement, I am not sure. Sender should have had the kill on Twiston. Oh, sorry. Sender should have had the kill on Texture 10 times out of 10.
वही मेरे को
भाई नहीं खेल पा रहा था उसे.
Flawless round working out, and now it has pulled out a timeout from Vitality. They're feeling okay. Setting up the heat a little bit. Map 1 was nice and easy for us, but this one is a bit of a different task, and so real pressure to take that tack timeout and decide what they want to do.
I think part of the decision will be, do we want to force or not? They can afford 4 rifles, so I think the best option is to force in that situation. But Destrian's only going to have a Sheriff. Yeah. So it puts him in a bit of an odd spot, but it's pretty fine to have your Astra play passive on the attack side and mostly just control one area, look for flanks, play the post plan.
There's some good ults that are online for Vitality, and they're all going to be coming online as well. So you have that Nightfall and Lockdown available to them. One away from the no command.
But I think from a tactical perspective, there's not too much that Salah can be talking to them about.
Please.
Because through the map have been relatively successful. They just got double sprayed down towards Arc. I don't think that's really like something you need to change the macro game for.
Here's a fight that's going to be taking place. Again, the Battle of the Jets, you're going to be witnessing this head-to-head. Recall start up close. Well, it's just a start popped actually off the back of that one, and it's left ever so slightly a gap. Texture. Beautiful shot from him, just finding the target. Twiston though, playing up close. Flash play as well. See if he wants to try and play through this one. A dash forwards into it, and the angle not watched for. SK Rossi with the anchoring. Might have just overcooked it though. Tries to take the wider swing, wanted a little bit more, and he is going to be punished. And that lockdown,
Arey.
Texture just mistiming it.
Okay, it doesn't look like Texas is going to get punished because this would be wild
Low
overextension
hai,
for
low hai,
Sender,
low hai,
but
low hai, low hai.
they might
Marna
catch a
nahi hai.
rotator, retaker.
Yeah, pushing forward, just trying to take this fight forward. He's got
Nice,
Prowler,
bro, nice
and a whole lot of
bro.
utility just jumped through. Texture though, what an answer once
Let's
more.
go.
The Blade Storm
Dil ka dhadkan
ripped out of his hands, and 4 kills were found in that round.
kar raha hai bhai?
Wonderful, wonderful response. And you know, for as much as we have been highlighting Twiston as that player, as that guy, who's just been the spearhead for the entirety of Vitality, just putting up monstrous numbers. Texture finally coming online and finally really just showcasing what he can do.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie, I was worried when he got caught in the lockdown, but they'd already shut down the player that could punish him.
Ah, bro,
I think if
bro,
Twiston was
bro,
alive, he would have
nice
sought
one.
out that duel, but instead Texture allowed to stay alive and pop off. Aaron's happy with that. Texture's not a bad replacement for Cryo on.
Yeah, apparently.
As a teammate,
Apparently so.
As a jet starter setup.
Push kar raha hai bhai.
Have we seen Vitality on an eco round yet?
Oh, yo, nice, bro.
I mean, we have when they've been losing these pistol rounds.
Sure.
But outside of that, it feels unlikely.
I can't quite recall, but it definitely feels like Global have got the best opportunity they've had. Again, Monya, though, gets a free kick out of that position, even though he's pushed.
Being pressured there by the Stingers as well is
ऐसे खेलो भाई.
task to really remain unscathed. So the fact that he did get 3 is quite impressive. But
वो लोग का शायद स्ट्रेटेजी था कि पिछले मैच में देखो
नहीं
नहीं होता है भाई हम लीग खेलते हैं ना, हम लीग का बता रहे हैं, लीग में भी ऐसे ही करता है, वो लोग वीकनेस ढूंढता है, जो वीकनेस दिखता है ना वो घुस जाओ भाई सब लोग मिलके। पहला मैच सब लोग ऐसे इजीली लूडो खेलता है, जैसे फिनाटिक का तू लीग का प्ले देखेगा ना, पहला मैच हमेशा ऐसे लूज मार के खेलता है कि कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ता, ऐसा लगेगा तेरे को, लोगों का प्ले देख के लगा, फिर सेकेंड और थर्ड मैच में फाड़ देता। स्टार्टिंग भी वो लोग का बहुत स्लो फेस खेलता है, वो लोग ज्यादा एग्रो नहीं खेलता है।
एकदम नहीं, फायर नहीं करना है, रुक जा, उसको पिक करने दे। नाइस वन ब्रो, नाइस शॉट, नाइस ब्रो।
Asher Star's just being placed down, and yeah, all down to Destrian, but he's contained, taken care of. Global Esports showcasing that they were fully aware of that one, obviously losing prior control of it in that round. So they have taken the lead in this map. This next round now
फिर भी
could be
करता
so
है
important for Vitality. Ton of ults available to them if they wanted to try and swing it around, but Global Esports not even on their map hit. They are
तेरा लॉजिक हम समझ रहे हैं।
नहीं तो मैं बता रहा हूँ लीग का, मैं तो वैलेंट का उतना नहीं पता, लेकिन लीग का मैं बोलता हूँ ना, लीग में ऐसे यही करता है लोग। इनमें तू फिनेटिक का मैच देखेगा ना लीग का, वो लोग का प्ले देख तू, मतलब मैच भी स्टार्ट करता है ना, मतलब मैच के अंदर भी वो लोग स्लो खेलता है, एग्रो नहीं खेलता है, बहुत मतलब सेफली खेलता है, बहुत कम अगर एग्रो खेलता है बट उतना नहीं खेलता है।
Nice shot again, takes that tip of the spear off.
Just able to do that one on LAN apparently.
And now Vitality without the tip of the spear, just left with a stick.
Again, it's a recurring theme, it feels like. Texture just removing that threat of Twiston. The guy is supposed to be leading the charge.
The defensive side probably just favored, you know, in the jet head-to-head.
इन पर हम लोग भी जब लीग खेलते हैं ना, लिथल का पूछना, हम लोग पहले एग्रो खेलते, पहला 2 मिनट एग्रो खेलेंगे, अगर जीत गए तो कंटिन्यू एग्रो कंटिन्यू होता है, और अगर एग्रो हार गए तो हम लोग स्लो खेलते हैं। स्ट्रेटेजी होता है। मैं जब मैं जंगलिंग करता हूँ ना, मेरा भी स्ट्रेटेजी यही रहता है, पहले 2 से 3 मिनट में बहुत एग्रो खेलता हूँ, इन्वर्ट कंटिन्यू करके खुद का जंगल ना लेकर अपोनेंट के जंगल लेने जाता हूँ, अगर इन्वर्ट सक्सेसफुल हुआ तो मैं वो कंटिन्यू रखता हूँ, फिर उसका अगर मैं रीड कर पाया उसका जंगल पाथिंग तो वो गया, अगर इन्वर्ट करने गया पहला 2 मिनट में और मैं मर गया या फिर मैं स्माइट मिस किया या फिर कुछ भी ड्रॉप मिस हुआ तो मैं स्लो हो जाता हूँ पूरा, जब तक लेवल 6 नहीं होता तब तक मैं स्लो खेलता हूँ। अरे अरे मार,
does manage to get half. The shots not fired, but eventually they deal with him. But has enough been done for them? The smoke again fading away. Texture sticking it now with the cloud burst, but eventually enough shots fired off into the cloudburst and they find their mark. And Vitality, a little bit squeaky that round, but they do eventually claim it.
I think though the strengths of Vitality's post plant would win them most of the time that round.
Yeah.
The fact that they control art so heavily, and this kill here to me just closes the round out.
भाई 4-3 में खेलता है ये।
They have 3 players
रोशी
holding
फॉरेस्ट
this
स्ट्रीम में खेलता है
angle,
उसका
and the
ये इसमें
spike
दिख
is
रहा
just
है
right in the
हाँ तो
open,
सब
right in
4:3
front.
खेलता है तो किसी का भी देखेगा ना
Unless
सब
the
4:3
spray
खेलता है
misses
भाई
miraculously
सब
and
भाई ये
someone
क्या
gets
है?
a full diffuse off.
क्या
They've
अरे
got
ए?
There's the punish.
What the fuck?
I was wondering if anybody would try and pull that out. It is such a dangerous position
What
to opt
the-
from when your opponent has knives.
Exactly the reason that we just saw.
ये था क्या भाई कहाँ पे क्या हुआ
Battle that's taking place.
इसका तो रिप्ले दिखाएगा रुक दिखाएगा रिप्ले
Twiston.
नाइस
He
लेकिन
answers
ट्रेड
back, doesn't he? Gets up to 20 kills on it, but holding the up.
नहीं भाई ये था क्या भाई कहाँ उड़ गया ये
Fading, he couldn't get out of there.
इस मैप पे होता है भाई हम बोल रहे हैं ना हर मैप पे होता है लेकिन वो जेट खेलना ना चाहिए
Almost
ना
all the time.
नहीं इस मैप का वो पता है जो ए का एंट्री होता है उधर होता है ए का एंट्री में उसे उड़ जाता है वो पता है
They want to
मुझे
try and punish this. They know where he's going to be isolated. Jump peak going to be spotting him out. Mazzy has to try and bail him out here. Util drop forwards. There we go. Swing is just perfect. Fragment nade did rebound against the wall and take out Mon yet, but police also showing that
2v2 है
but
अच्छा
they
2v3
have
है
opened
लाल
up the entirety of A now. This lurk timing from Sender
3v2 है
अरे काला काला हो जा रहा है तो नहीं दिख
to the
रहा
back of A.
नाइस नाइस डिटेक्ट हो गया चल ये पे
And Lombard though is going to be revealing that that position is compromised. So
Fight in mid. There's something going on here. Destrian
what is occurring?
clashing with Arin. They're walking back to back.
Yeah, I mean, just right
La, la,
down
la, la,
into
la,
Sewers
la.
watching it. Timing! Needs to be the trade. Bazzi contains. Pushed into the corner. The position is no. And the flick of the wrist is there, but is there time? That is the question. He's going to be sprinting all the way with a knife out now.
नहीं होगा भाई मार देगा
And it's
खुला
not
में
really
प्लांट कर रहा है
quick tap of it right out into the
अरे let's go Rossi
Rossi. Safe hands from him. So that 11th round is going to be claimed now
और
here
दो
for
जीत
Global
ले भाई
Esports. One step closer.
भाई दिल धक धक
Something we haven't even
दिल धक धक भाई मेरा सब कुछ बंद हो चुका है सांस ले ले भाई ये क्या
देख देख के क्या था
अरे बाप रे बाप
with Ronsky on the team.
तो बताइए कैसा था ये
Global
ये तो
Esports
पहली बार देख रहा हूँ भाई ऐसे भी होता है
rotating roster, but they had
दूसरा उड़ने वाला
found
पर
the core that worked for them and were forced to pivot coming into this
भाई
event.
तुमको पता है कैसे
And the
मारा
fact that they
है
are now on the precipice
हेवन पे मारा
of
है
going to a
हेवन
third map
पे
and taking the game to Vitality, a dark horse squad from EMEA with a lot of skill on the roster. This is already
मेरे को
impressive.
समझ में नहीं आ रहा है क्या भाई ये दो बार किया जानता है ये सिर्फ एक बार नहीं और एक वो वाल करके एक बार
हाँ वाल करके वो किया
You can't allow
पिछले
Vitality to come back
वापस
in.
वो भी नहीं पता था वो पे उड़ सकता है मेरे को भी नहीं पता था अजीबोगरीब इनोवेशन किया है भाई ये
Next round though, they're taking the timeouts whenever they've got a force buy situation. Their
भाई
economy is
यही तो होता
really
है
poor
प्रो
here, Vitality. They can afford like a
गेम में इतना
rifle or two,
घुसा हुआ है ना कि
but it's not
उसको
great.
हर
So I think
चीज पता
Salah's
है
going to
तो
be
हाँ वही ना वो लोग को सब लोग को पता
and
है
having the
वो
final
लोग कोच रहता है अलग से ये
decision,
सब
I don't know
कर सीखने के लिए
ये लोग लिटरली ये स्ट्रेटजी ये
I don't know
लोग
what
पूरा
you would do
करता है
in this
भाई ये
spot.
लोग
This is so tough.
It's a really hard ask, isn't it? It seems like what they are opting into is half bite. Rifle in the hands of Twiston might just
भाई रायोट तेरे से एक ही विनती है भाई इतना फॉलोअर इतना व्यूअर इतना पैसा दिला रहा है इंडिया से भाई लीग चालू कर दे भाई एक सर्वर दिला दे
so many tools.
मुंबई सर्वर बना दे भाई
Whatever might get thrown at them.
बैलेट में दिया है भाई
Global Esports
अब
gonna
लीग
be
में भी
pushing
दे
a
दे
bit
भाई
long, but that's going to open an avenue on the map for Twiston. And with Twiston having the hero rifle, he's the player to watch here.
अच्छा इसका दो दो इनिशिएटर है मैं देखा ही
Trying
नहीं
to
था
carve out a path for them, but Texture watching his
दोनों तरफ
operator.
दो
Tries to go for the flick now, being pressured, and Sender wasn't watching the right angle. Still, Texture is under a lot of pressure right now, just being flooded in and out of trap position.
Arey!
Still, how does he claim a second kill? It is even though, 3-3.
But now they got rifle.
And yeah, they have exchanged the weaponry around. Fight needs to be
That's
taken. That
huge.
is such a massive one to win.
Because that also gives up the entire part of the map that the spike's been planted for. Destrian has an awful position here. He's not going to meet anybody. He's going to stay alive, but he can't spam the plant.
The wall blocks him away. SK Rossi
One
with
with
the right
three.
timing. Just impeccable.
One
One
with
cold,
three, one
not
with three.
expecting it. And this task ahead of Destrian.
कैसे
Try and
करेगा
salvage this. It's an impossible one.
Nice one,
Doesn't have any
SK
util.
Rossi.
Watch for either side, swinging
Nice.
back and forth, and SK Rossi finalizes it. Global Esports now on the precipice. One more round.
ज़्यादा कुछ मत
to stand
बहुत
between
तरीके
them. And bringing this to Mount
तुम्हारा गोटा पीस देंगे चुप रहो
हाँ
तुम्हारा गोटा पीस देंगे
Their
चुप रहो
defense side has been so impressive on this map.
भाई
4 out of 4 pistols won,
बाहर आ जाए
but
गुड़ता
also
बाहर आ जाएगा
starting to
भाई
get
ऐसा
rifle
डरा रहा है
rounds
नहीं
really
लोग
working. Textures
अरे वो एक
looking
मूवी
like
देखा था
Monya playing really well too.
जैक रिचर
Even when the rounds are getting dangerous,
सीरीज है
they're
शायद
finding the
देखा
punishes
है
and clearing these areas of the
हाँ,
map.
उसमें देखा था ना कैसे मारता था वैसे तुमको मारेंगे।
One more round required, and we head to
पता है ना क्या करता था मारने के बाद?
चश्मा पहन के मारेंगे, पता नहीं है तुमको भी।
नहीं पता है ना तुमको कैसे मारता था?
Massive fight being taken.
मतलब मारने से पहले क्या करता था वो लोग?
All the players just out of position. SK Rossi, he's swinging wide right now. He's being forced back and forth. Flick of the wrist, it misses. Texture doesn't land the shot. This is painstaking right now. They've already lost it, but it is not 1-for-1.
But I think Rossi panicked a little bit. He used his ultimate in the midst of all of this. Maybe just to try and keep himself alive.
Nice. Big tool. Yeah, it was a big tool. Not going to be available now. Aaron. His job just to try and hold down his angle. Doesn't pay for it with his life, but the util was cleared out. His turret not going to be watched now for any space.
मेरा गोटा मुंह में है, मैं कुछ नहीं बोल सकता।
Keep his eyes on it. Physically
एक
himself.
गोटा मुंह में है, एक गोटा गले में अटका हुआ है।
See the util there with the alarm button, and Nanoswarm needs to stay alive though, and there we go, timing. Nanoswarm's popped off, and it has separated them. Split them up. SK Rossi right into the corner. Does he realize finally spots it? Spike dropped down, and now the re-swing.
Oh!
Aim one after SK Rossi with his country represented India.
Let's
Taking
go.
it all the way now to map number 3 in this series.
What a map win, and what an emphatic win.
तो आप उसको जर्सी देना पड़ेगा भाई, जर्सी देना पड़ेगा अभी एंकर को।
Vitality have been knocked completely
वाह,
aside.
वाह, 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 वाह।
Not expecting to give that map
ये
up.
देख जी का फाउंडिंग मेंबर है।
We got a game. And I have no clue how Lotus is going to go. It's going to be the most unpredictable.
तेरे को पता है विटेलिटी का एक PUBG या फिर COD का टीम इंडिया में है?
वाइटलिटी का?
हाँ।
मोबाइल का?
मोबाइल का नहीं पता नहीं, लेकिन भाई विटेलिटी का एक टीम इंडिया में है। यस। विटेलिटी में ये भी कुछ दिन के लिए था, क्या नाम है वो, जाया।
हाँ जाया थी वाइटलिटी में।
हाँ तो और एक टीम भी है विटेलिटी का।
अच्छा रुक जाओ यार।
लैग हो रहा है, मेरा लैग हो रहा है कि क्या हो रहा है?
नहीं नहीं स्ट्रीम लैग हो रहा है, स्ट्रीम लैग हो रहा है, मेरा भी लैग होगा।
भाई ये तो मेरा लैग नहीं है। अरे भाई देख रहे हो जो भाव देख रहे हो, भोसड़ी के गड़िया तोड़ देंगे तुम्हारा भोसड़ी के। कोलेटल मार के होट उल्टा कर रहा है भोसड़ी के।
भाई वो लेकिन भाई वो उड़ के जो मारा ना भाई, देख 4K ब्रो, हेडशॉट पे हेडशॉट। ओ नाइस शॉट।
अरे मैंने अच्छा ट्रेनिंग दिया, ऐसा कैसा नहीं खेला।
अरे साले ट्रेनिंग को ब्रॉन्ज से निकलो पहले फिर ट्रेनिंग।
हाँ अरे ट्रेनिंग देने में बिजी थे ना, ब्रॉन्ज से निकल चुका है, गोल जाने वाले।
अरे बाप रे,
ब्रॉन्ज से निकल चुका है बहुत पहले।
सिल्वर कितना पे?
सिल्वर 2 जाने वाले थे शायद।
सिल्वर बाद चले।
अरे नहीं कल ही जाने वाले थे, रात को एक चूतिया टीम आया था फिर से एक। ओ अच्छा कल सुनना, कल भी एक मैच आया था, कल का मैच का बोल रहा देखना, ठीक है?
क्या हुआ था?
इसमें था, क्या नाम है, फ्रैक्चर में था, ठीक है? मेरा स्कोर, मैच का स्कोर जाकर देखना। और अपना टीम में 2 प्लेयर था, 2 बंगाली आया था। अरे बाप रे बाप, बात मत कर रहा था, एंटरटेन कर रहा था। हाफ टाइम के बाद हम स्कोर बोर्ड खोल के देखे, एक KO का स्कोर है, 1 किल लिया है पूरा अटैक में, और दूसरा था ब्रीच 0 किल में बैठा है। हम बोले भाई चल क्या रहा है, और एज यूजुअल मैं था टॉप रैंक में और बाकी 2 भी खेल रहा था मेरे साथ। हम तीनों का इक्वल लगभग किल था, 1-2 किल का डिफरेंस था। और भाई ऐसा था, मेरा पकड़ 18 किल है, फिर पीछे का 15 किल है, फिर एक का था 12 किल है, 14 किल ऐसा कुछ, फिर अचानक से 1 किल 0 किल।
भाई तुमको पता है अभी
क्या
है? इंडियन मैप, इंडियन टीम फाइनल।
भाई लोटस
ब्रो, इंडियन मैप पे हो रहा है फाइनल भाई, फाइनल वाला मैच।
इसीलिए तो वो लोग बैन नहीं किया है।
भाई इंडियन मैप पे हो रहा है भाई।
बाप ऑलरेडी है, वो अलग बात है। हम भाई आओ मेरे पास, सिखाते हैं तुमको कैसे लीग होता है। भगवान हम लिख के सबसे पता ज्यादा खुश करोगा लीग आया तो मेरा लिटल में पागल हो जाएंगे उस दिन।
Welcome back to the desk, everyone. Goldenboy here alongside with Mimi as well as Achilleos. And you know, it could have gone poorly for them, but they managed to find a way. GE managed to find a way round after round. And you got to give credit to a lot of the superstars on this team. Players like Texture, players like Rossi, finding those opportunities and those moments, Mimi. What a match that was.
It was really a great game.
रोशी का कितना किल था? रोशी का कितना किल था लास्ट मैच?
नहीं पता, देखते हैं, रुकना दिखाएगा।
Pushing in front of their jet player, nothing was clicking for them. It looked like the game was done and over with. But we get into the second half, they win the pistol and play an fantastic.
फाड़ दो सब लोग, फाड़ दो पूरा।
I knew they had it from the moment that they didn't drop the anti-eco. No, but you're completely right. There was a lot of roughness.
तो ये मानना पड़ेगा, उसका जो ओपोनेंट का जो जेट है खतरनाक।
उसका जेट ही खेल रहा है भाई, हम बोल तो रहे हैं, उसका जेट ही निकाल के दे रहा है, जानते हैं ये।
Chef's kiss performances coming out of this guy right here, dropping a 288
अपना जेट है।
Yes, I mean,
ये अपना जेट है।
this is why, if you could look back,
ये साले इससे ज़्यादा KD तो मेरा है।
18 maps of jet compared to
अरे चूतिया प्रो लोग के सामने KD गाना लग जाएगा, प्रो लोग के सामने जाओ ना।
ये इससे ज़्यादा KD तो मेरा है भाई।
सिल्वर में खेल के बोलते KD है।
There were similarities between both these teams on their attacking
Gee,
side.
noobs.
Vitality, same struggles. Spacing fell off. Our jet player was
Radiant
pushing
है वो,
in front, struggling
Radiant,
to
समझ में
trade on
आता
those
है?
अरे
bonds.
KD तो KD है भाई।
तुमको पता है इंडिया का सेकंड
Every time they made one of
रेडिएंट है?
those mistakes, it was texture
Fast corner पे।
really, really punishing.
First वो
And their
है,
side execs as well
क्या
were
नाम है,
struggling
VLT
against
का
these
player,
fantastic
क्या
anchor
नाम है
players.
उसका?
Yeah, actually, you know, speaking of the anchoring, I do
Right
want
to
to give
ace.
a shout out to Aaron as well.
Right to
because
ace है
he has
पहला।
been such a
अच्छा।
reliable hand for
VLT
this
का
team
player है।
every single time. Put him in the midfield, he'll get you one. He puts the
VLT छोड़
utility
दिया
where
ना
he
वो
needs
शायद
to.
राइट टू
He's
एस, हाँ VLT
locking
छोड़
down
दिया,
these
एनिग्मा
sites.
ज्वाइन
On
कर
X
लिया।
set, Aaron only called one side of the map, only the defense. This is where this guy
Yeah, bread and butter,
thrives,
baby.
and he did it again. The anchoring from him was fantastic, and same from Meunier. He had a great map set.
he really did, and that was one of the more surprising things because we didn't see too much from really anybody on GE on that first map of Split, but Meunier in particular was also struggling as that second controller. It was Aaron who was really the only one who was able to get anything done, and then Bassi as well in that second half. But yeah, what a leveled up performance from him. Constantly coming away with 3Ks, 4Ks. It was a nutty performance from this guy.
Well, and here's the thing, right? One of the things that we were really highlighting, especially in the split game, Mimi, was the pistols.
Yeah.
If they were able to
चार
win
का
Eco,
चार राउंड
there's a
पिस्टल का
chance
जीता
here.
है भाई
And they were able to
जितना मैच
find
में हुआ
अरे मेरे से सीखा है भाई, कैसे ना जीतेगा पिस्टल
I mean, it was
राउंड।
fantastic.
समझा, मैं भी तो हमेशा पिस्टल राउंड निकाल देता हूँ।
But this time, they
तुमसे
were not
सिखाता
choking
है
away
तक
to those
गान लग
rounds
गया
with the
होता है
sheriffs.
उसका।
It felt
गान
like
मार के आया
particularly
भाई,
in that
तुम
second half.
समझो, मैं सिखाया हूँ ये
Split was
सब।
defined by a lot of unforced errors. The
तो?
nerves, your first time on
अभी तो
stage.
खुद ग्राइंड नहीं करने का टाइम होता है, ये लोगों को सिखाने में बिजी रहता हूँ।
ज्ञान कहाँ से लाए हो इतना गुरुजी?
And that just goes back
ज्ञान तो बहुत है बस।
हिमालय में जाके तपस्या की हो कि क्या की हो?
नहीं, मैं तो हिमालय से करके आया, लेकिन मेरा चरणों तले ये सब पढ़ा रहता है। तपस्या करता है भाई, तो गुरुजी तो सिखा दो हाउ टू विन पिस्टल राउंड। मैं बोल रहा हूँ गोश्त लो, सबको फाड़ दो। गीगल विगल बच्चा लोग चलाता है।
Because this young man, we know the skill is there, Mimi,
अरे
and this was the moment where I really felt like, hey,
देख मेरे क्रॉसर भी देख मेरे जैसा है।
Yeah, again, look back
देख
at map number 1.
देखा, मैं बोला हूँ कि डॉट क्रॉसर ब्रो,
Comes into this one.
प्लस माइनस जिंदगी में चलता रहता है। सोरा छेद कर दो,
But also,
डॉट करो,
that
छेद
one
अच्छा होगा।
that you're talking
देखो
about,
सब
it
डॉट।
means so much to the Indian fans. This is the first time that
ना
entire
देख मेरा क्रॉसर
of
सेम
so
है,
many millions of people has had some
बस कलर थोड़ा
to
अलग होगा।
represent them at an international Valorant tournament, and it is paying off.
yeah, it is.
मेरा ग्रीन रहता है, ग्रीन एंड ब्लैक, और इसका व्हाइट एंड ब्लैक।
भाई इंडियन मैप पे डिसाइडर है भाई।
लोडा से लेट्स गो।
इसमें तो जितना बनता है भाई।
But let's talk about the fact that Vitality were flustered coming out of that game, and now you're going into, well, an unknown commodity yet again with Lotus.
I mean, it went from easy breezy, shrugging, saying, like, I don't know what these guys are doing, them feeding each other.
अब यहाँ पे भाई कहाँ से उड़ उड़ के कहाँ से घुसे, ये तो मेरे को भी नहीं पता, नॉर्मल पिक्स नहीं पता मुझे सही से।
एसके रॉसी सोवा खेल रहा है क्या?
नहीं, इनिशिएटर है तो खेल सकते हैं।
I would like to see that one out of Destry, and it looks like if they do go through with it, it would be a solo controller answer to this map. For GE, they're going for kind of a simple comp. You see this on a lot of maps. The Omen there as a kind of the double buy with
पकड़ ले
नहीं
नहीं पकड़ ले अपना सुन ना 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 के इधर केजे तो लिया तो है
नहीं केजे काम करता है हम देख
हाँ हम जिस दिन आया मैप जिस दिन ही बोले यहाँ पे केजे बहुत अच्छा काम कर रहा है
Map 3, one
केजे का
more
सेटअप
to
बहुत
decide
अच्छा होता है
who moves forward in this competition. Let's go ahead and send it right back over to Brennan Sideshow. Hope you guys are having a good time.
Certainly am, yeah. This series is delivering so far. And yeah, this final map going to be deciding who moves forward and who goes home between Vitality and Global Esports. So far, back and forth, honestly. And now we're heading to Lotus, honestly. Even more unknowns. We didn't know anything before. We were
भाई इतना लोग आ रहे हो भाई लाइक एंड सब्सक्राइब ना करके भाग जा रहे हो ये गलत बात है तुम लोग लाइक सब्सक्राइब नहीं करोगे तो जी कैसे जीतेगा
We really don't know what to expect.
I mean, just nothing. You can look at how you expect the compositions to work, but we've seen a range of different comps have a lot of success on Lotus. So I don't know who to give the advantage to
this fight. A lot of early pressure, looks like, from Global Esports towards A main. There's going to be a fault line there, nice and early through the connector. The goal of this is just to try and
देख मैं बोल रहा हूँ भाई गोश्त लेके जाना
an instant response though. Look at
देख रहा गोश्त लेके जा रहा
Vitality willing to pivot.
डिफेंस है साले
Control of
डिफेंस
B main actually, and now
हाँ,
going to be
ghost
using
हो
the wall
गया।
to just
C हो गया।
rotate all the way around. Try and claim a free side onto C. A lot of util being dumped into the back of it just to clear it out, making
गांड में
sure
पुश
that
कर गया वो
anybody
पड़ेगा
is
ही
there.
लोग
They're
तो
going to be scurrying away, but it is going to be afforded now a free plant, but it's flank timing. Oh my goodness! Punishing this one, still running backwards, backpedaling from sender.
Plant नहीं होने दिया था
Yep, it was good. Caught onto him there, and now this pressure is really on
them.
He needs to come up with the goods and just can't quite deliver it.
3v2, 3v2.
Awkward fight there, awkward engagement.
Spike plant ही नहीं कर
Spike's
पाए
been dropped down.
स्पाइक प्लांट ही कर रहा था उसी को तो मार दिया
स्पाइक प्लांट किए हुए वो लोग बैक स्टेप चले बैक मतलब स्पॉन चला गया है देखना ये लोग का प्लेयर स्पाइक प्लांट भी नहीं वो स्पॉन चला गया है
नहीं वो प्लांट कर रहा था उसी इसलिए अकेला मार
दिया
दिया
ना उधर से
Let's see what he does here, splitting up the side now. Swinging all the way through. No
अरे मैं सिखाया हूँ मैं ब्रो व्हाट द फक यू आर टॉकिंग क्या हट साले
कहाँ से ये मतलब शिक्षा लिया है
मेरे से
तुम कहाँ से शिक्षा लिया है
मैं डेविल से लिया हूँ एकदम
A lot of frenzy usage in these pistol rounds.
इना टैलेंट है भाई पिस्टल राउंड जिताता
अभी
हूँ
बोल रहा है हिमालय में जाके लिया है अभी बोलता है डेविल से लिए हैं
अरे डेविल तो हिमालय में था ना
अरे बाप रे उल्टा हो रहा है हिमालय में ये हिमालय में तो आदमी लोग ये करने जाता है भगवान को प्रे करने जाता है
एक बात बताओ तो क्या बदलना चाहता है हिमालय में आदमी नहीं मरता है
हिमालय में आदमी मरता नहीं है क्या बोल रहा है हिमालय मरता है मरने से क्या है
मरने के बाद उन लोग का लेके कौन आता है
I'm worried. You should be worried, Josh.
I'm worried again.
Yeah, listen.
3v3
Gonna get the entire ire of India on you as well if you keep this one up.
It wasn't my fault.
Kills are offered up. 3-3 still in this round now. 3 versus 3, I should say. And now slowing it down a little bit here for Vitality, making sure that they wait it out.
I think Vitality's composition is usually going to have a lot of utility. But in these early rounds,
सी हो रहा है गांडू लोग सी हो रहा है कहां जा
ठीक है रीटेक में खेलेगा
Global Esports should have opportunities to get much better retakes early in the half compared to later.
वो लोग सोच रहे हैं कि ये पे हो
just
रहा
whether, you know, Sender lands a
आप पता
headshot,
चलेगा
Boncold finds a pick. And the Global Esports players are not going to have any idea whether Vitality have pushed deep. Because they're miles.
They're contented all the way up. It's always awkward, honestly, retaking this seaside when you don't have any control of the inner workings of the map, the connectors, because you really do have to clear everything carefully. You don't know if they could have pushed up. You can see Aaron making sure it's a slow approach here, just trying to link up with the rest of his team from Waterfall.
Time is going to tick, but Vitality again have no util, so no post-plant ability.
Flash to push them through. One
nice one.
Nice one. They want to fight this one.
Nice
Anything could happen. Running
Let's go.
In action, but Aaron, he will win out the fight eventually. Drop down to 17 health, but listen, not as clean as we've seen, at least from Pearl being able to convert those anti-ecos, but it does get converted nevertheless.
There was no need to be worried.
Of course, yes.
There was no need to be worried.
Guys, don't flood my DM. It's fine.
मेरा हार्ट बीट बढ़ गया भाई.
Yeah, Global Esports.
भाई मेरा हार्ट बीट बढ़ गया यार. हाँ भाई और सही नहीं कर पा रहा. इंटेंस हो जा रहा है भाई.
But Aaron was there.
भाई
He
भाई.
pulls them through in another pistol. Yeah. Just like he did to open.
भाई जीत जा भाई.
Let's see what happens here with this next round. So Global Esports not opting to buy into the rifles. It's a much
bonus round. Bonus round.
Continuing the bonus, keeping it going.
Yo.
A lot of you till being.
ये क्या था?
Up close, corralled into the corner, slowed all the way down. Twiston is making a Vandal look like a phantom. One yet though up close. Oh my!
अरे भाई figure discipline.
Could have been everything.
Oh, nice shot.
Makes it dangerous for them though. Jump peek, SK Rossi taking it again. There's a bit of a Marshall moment.
बता कौन मार्शल चलाता है?
देख रहा है मेरा कलर खेलता है मेरा वाइट कलर पे
ना मेरे को एक बात बता. मार्शल कौन चलाता था एक टाइम पे? वो कौन था मार्शल का कौन?
देखो सेम मेरा सेम ये क्रॉसहेयर यूज करता है वाइट कलर क्रॉसहेयर.
कहाँ वाइट कलर? तुम चला दो प्लस माइनस यूज करता है. तेरा प्लस है क्रॉसहेयर. ठीक है इसका डॉट नहीं. तुम डॉट नहीं खेलता है मैंने देखा. तू डॉट नहीं खेलता है. तू कभी डॉट नहीं खेलता है. बीच में थोड़े दिन के लिए डॉट किया था.
पहले हम डॉट ही खेलते थे.
हाँ पहले.
अभी हम प्लस किए हैं. अभी हम कुछ दिन पे प्लस किए हैं.
और कौन पहले से डॉट खेलता है बताओ? मेरा कभी प्लस था ही नहीं. मैं 4:3 बोल फुल रेजोल्यूशन पे बोल आधा पे बोल. मेरा क्या डॉट ना. मैं फुल पे भी डॉट ही खेलता हूँ.
फुल पे डॉट नहीं काम करता है.
तुम नहीं खेल पाता है. तुम नूब है.
फुल पे डॉट खेलना है तो डॉट बड़ा रखना पड़ता है.
तुम नूब है.
This breach flash where you just saw Twiston follow up, that clearly was not accounted for by Global Esports. So they need to adjust to that. If they're going to commit so many bodies to try and control A, you can't just allow all of you guys to get flashed and stuck in a corner. That was a massive
वही
miss.
ना एकदम स्टक हो गया था
Operator in his hands though was such a major win condition on
गाइस जो आ रहे हो लाइक एंड सब्सक्राइब कर देना. लाइक बरसा दो इंडिया के लिए. एटलीस्ट मेरे लिए तो छोड़ो इंडिया के लिए लाइक बरसा दो.
एकदम भाई. लाइक सब करो सब करो ब्रो. जी फाइटिंग ब्रो.
And they are once again pushing up off the back of this drone. Now they did this prior though. They did this in a pistol round.
Odin?
It should be
What the fuck?
That play is ready for the approach, but it is just an absolute slaughter back.
इधर भी ओडिन भाई. अरे क्या शिक्षा दे रहे हो भाई?
भाई लेकिन इन लोग ओडिन होल्ड करके नहीं खेलता है. लोग पुश करता है. देख रहा है पुश किया है ओडिन लेके.
He wants them to run into the nano swarms.
Look at this angle.
चैट में देख चल रहा है ओडिन ओपी.
जो मार दे.
He's holding for it.
बच गया भाई.
Clearance is good. Oh my goodness, the spacing just good enough. Still a bit of damage done there through the war. Bone Cold dropped down to 5 health.
Stream lag कर रहा है YouTube पे.
The damage is being done now in this 2v3. Still, you can't afford to give up too much. Paranoia play. Twiston tries to just spam the angle that he was expecting a player to swing through on. Left down into that 1v3. Bone Cold.
Odin भाई.
Have to really pull out all the stops to be trying to win this one, and it's just not possible. Not with the resources available.
Bro. Indian map पे गांड फाड़ दिया है Indian team.
Really good ideas as they're
फाड़ा नहीं फाड़ रहा है.
फाड़ दिया है.
I think that round was fantastic.
नेक्स्ट मैच शायद ये अगर जीत गया जी तो नेक्स्ट मैच शायद 27th को है. ये थर्ड को है. पता नहीं. नहीं मैच है वो किसके वो लोग भी जीतेगा तब ना डिसाइड होगा.
नहीं हाँ सेकंड मैच अभी सेकंड वाला जो जीतेगा उसके साथ होगा शायद.
नहीं पता मुझे.
नहीं
लेकिन मैं डेट बोल रहा हूँ. डेट
बाद वाला जो मैच है ना RRQ और इसका जो मैच है ना तो उसके में जो जीतेगा शायद उसके साथ मैच होगा.
Global Esports has the advantage in the economy. This is scrap metal.
Another clash though. That's what's going to be happening here towards the A side of the map. That's done. The fault line is there. And yeah, with a bit of spam through the doors. And when an Odin's in your hands, I mean, that thing can seem like paper. Still the fight needs to be taken. You've got to be careful. You don't want to give away too much.
Why इधर क्यों इतना push?
Has to dodge that flash. And as he does, it creates that opening.
It's the same breach flash ruining Global Esports' control over A. And it's opened up a gap for Twiston.
Oh, yeah. And just with the door opened up, that one connector. The prior fight being taken, lurks his way in. This is all but over for Global Esports. I mean, Texture's doing a lot just Very disciplined there as he just tries to slowly pick up onto this angle. He's gonna crouch
Odin.
as well. Nade
भाई
pushing
Odin
him back.
spam हो रहा है भाई.
कहाँ पे?
I think if you are
इधर दीवार पे
Global
spam
Esports,
क्या नहीं देखा था?
अच्छा मेरे को लगा चैट पे.
Chat पे नहीं, chat नहीं.
Yeah, if they can play exits, that would be beneficial.
Spammer
just to
all
keep
bro.
damaging Vitality's
बताओ.
economy. But
अब ये लोग ऐसा स्पैम करेगा तो हम लोग का टीम में कहीं नहीं आएगा. मतलब ओपोनेंट में. अरे काले के मैच में 5 जन ओडिन लेके दौड़ रहा है. सॉरी 4 जन ओडिन लेके. मैं छोड़ के सब लोग ओडिन लेके दौड़ रहे हैं. एक हेवन पे था. नहीं एक एरिस लेके ओपोनेंट में एक एरिस लेके आया था. ठीक है. आपने चारों बंदे ओडिन उठा लिया.
and also, I feel like whether it's players
फिर चला हो रहा है.
whether it's players getting blinded or players having to turn away, that breach flash is ruining them. And it might be something where Texture wants to pre-cloudburst the area.
कि किसका लैग हो रहा है, मेरा या फिर
स्ट्रीम लैग हो रहा है, रिफ्रेश कर ले एक बार.
कि मेरा या फिर किसका, मतलब उसका.
अरे YouTube वीडियो स्ट्रीम जो है ना उसको रिफ्रेश कर ले एक बार, मेरा लैग हुआ था.
From kind of the A site position so that they're anti.
गाइस आगे हम लोग बस.
ओडिन स्पैम.
अरे क्या लैग है. दिमाग खराब हो रहा है मेरा.
A lot of warbang angles on this map in particular. Saw Cloud getting good usage of it actually.
Odin स्पैम हो रहा है.
Couple of Guardian kills, but
भाई SEA वाला प्लेयर सब करता है भाई ओडिन यूज. हम देखे हैं बाहर का प्लेयर लोग ओडिन इस्तेमाल भी नहीं करता है, लेकिन SEA वाला लोग करता है.
3 players on the B site, and if Bonecall gets his breach ult in there, those guys will not be able to hold on. It is a tiny choke point though, so risk reward maybe not quite in Vitality's favor. Wow. Lockdown being used here seems strange to me because Aaron's still going to be able to back up and pop his nano swarms off.
It's quite interesting.
And he has a counter lockdown, so is this all just a fake to hit B with the breach ult or the nightfall?
अरे बाप रे.
So there might be a pivot in play yet. There's a nightfall. Moves them back. No more audio cues from one yet. And there's a rolling thunder. That's used in response. Global Esports pushing them back, but still pushing their way through. Aftershock into the corner. It's going to be causing it to be a little bit more awkward, and time is running so damn low now. The wall's still blocking off these sight lines. Plant's going to go down.
Yeah!
Really disrupting this up close.
Oh!
Does cover it. What a shot. And it has to be heroics. It has to be now. One after the other. The double swing, not spacing themselves out. And it is just crumbling before them. What was an opening, what was an opportunity for Global Esports to at least turn that in their favor? It just crumbles. The same errors we were talking about in map number 1 just rearing their heads there.
Oh, and that's a 4v2.
क्या कर रहा है?
A 4v2 retake, I think, where it all just fell to pieces. Texture did such a good job at hitting the first one onto Destrian. But then this kind of crouch peek play from Buzzy is no bueno.
Yeah, not too good, but
and set Sender up for a 4K, holding on, and Vitality now powered up.
Bro.
So forcing Global Esports down to that eco. Texture one away from his Blade Storm. It's a heavy stack over towards A. This time, not willing to fight over some of that A main pressure, so they've realized the mistake prior. And they're like, okay, well, we don't really have the util to go pound for pound and try and fight for that control, so we'll give it up.
If they can sniff out the A stack, though, the rest of the map is so weak from Global's defense.
Wide open. You see this positioning being played by Aaron. I mean, he was behind just the bank of sand there, but has to give it up. He does hear that util being used into the front side of B.
Uh-oh. The spike is returning over to A. Global Esports haven't moved an inch.
As he's holding his fall line, I think. Maybe off a bit of util, but revealing a couple of these players, fault line, and a nade as well.
Okay, the pivot into B here makes more sense to me, I think.
Yeah, a lot has been showcased so far, I think. Global Esports making it quite obvious that they've stacked this, so now into B. Should be a free plant, yeah, especially with the Cove, it's going to be blocking.
क्या होगा भाई, क्या लगता है
damage,
आपको?
नहीं बता.
जीते first place, but
ग्लोबल गार्ड फाड़ेगी
this retake, I think
इसकी टीम का
narrow sight lines,
Vitality
narrow
का
angles
तू
as
पॉम
well.
पॉम लेके चेयर कर.
Could see that the pistols get a bit of work done. Dart pushes the players back now, and Vitality feeling the pressure. It's definitely on. Shorty right up close and personal, still twisting. Makes his way around, and no one is dealing with this guy at all. Shorty in play.
ये गलत था, ये नहीं करना
That's gonna be
था.
that slam dunk. Like it could have got a bit dangerous, but no. Vitality win it out. 4 players remaining alive.
चल बाय राउंड है.
And I think at this point in the game, after 7 rounds have been played, Vitality should have a really good read of how Global Esports are playing their defense. And this is where a good attack side caller or a good coach is going to be able to give you a lot of other good ideas for the rest of the rounds. And something that is that Twiston hasn't been double blast packing into C very much. We saw players do that a lot in some of the previous games on Lotus. I mean, Jing comes to mind, but there were a bunch of other people doing it.
Now is the time to
turn
it down, bro.
There's only really been Aaron holding the C site early on.
Fuck them up.
I feel like that's incredibly abusable. And Global Esports have taken a timeout here, but that also allows Salah to talk to Vitality. And I'm concerned because Global's defensive plan doesn't look too bad, but they're putting a lot of resources into fighting A lobby, and they're still losing that. So that weakens the rest of the map whilst not even allowing them to hold A lobby.
Yeah.
It's not like, it's not a bad idea, but they don't have the tools to really execute the plan.
Well, one of the best looks that they have showcased so far, at least, is putting that operator in the hands of Texture. Because honestly, one of the weaknesses of Vitality's comp, I will say, is that this Harbor, this solo controller, you can't smoke just A main and fake that you're pressuring A main. So an operator is really powerful from long sidelines.
Counterpoint. What if SK Rossi on Sova ops?
I mean, that is okay. Hello, India. I'm ready for
it.
Sova I mean, sure.
SK Rossi op kar raha.
Very unusual. He's probably going to have to send out a recon dart early for some control and then operate. But I mean, look at Vitality. I think they're going to go for the play that I talked about. Double blast pack with the Razor into C.
Util being dumped through, so control of A. Immediately pivoting. They know that they're pushing up a lot of the player base. Now you can see a lot of the team of Vitality. Dumping a bit of utility through, and now you see it reckoning in the showstopper. Great combination. Clears out the site entirely. And this ult is a little bit
really
awkward there from SK Rossi. Yep, dashing away just to avoid that showstopper rocket that was flying right towards their spawn. But
and one of the problems is, I mean, if SK Rossi had ulted as the plant was going down, then maybe they don't get that one off.
Timing. Oh my goodness, the lurk. Oh, it's all just a bit hidden, isn't it? Monyet, will he be able to be aware of this? Not quite. Sender's reflank has just been brutal for them. Backstabbing them. Moving forwards though, Aaron does deal with this one. Now how does this retake happen? A lot of util, aftershock into the corner. SK Rossi moving up, has the operator. Does he suspect the player is close? Time is running low. Texture trying to stick this now. The raw spam, the random spam. Trying to go for the quick scope, half onto the defuse. No one's dealt with Twiston. And he was just that extra layer that they needed.
Good execution from Vitality. Nice post-plant play as well.
Defense
is finding it very difficult to retake even off in the hands of Rossi. Kind of setup here makes it really difficult. That post-plant spot that is miles out in the open. And they're able to get that plant down because there was nobody on C. They're leaving C open super early in the rounds. I think you're probably going to see something similar here from Vitality. If they try and go towards A and they meet too much resistance, pivot C, get a plant.
Yeah, they just want to fight over this one. Again, the double flashes up into the top corner. This time, no Texture. He does have the Blade Storm, and yet backing him up. Paranoia now, going to be ripping through, and it does land on a couple of the targets. All that util being dumped forwards. Going to be able to win out this fight.
Round में निकाल लिया भाई.
Can they fight and claim over this next rifle? Destrian's there. Making it awkward.
जीतना है भाई. गांड फाड़ दो.
They trade a kill but get 2 rifles for it, so it's still good for Global Esports. Double Vandal, 3v3 retake. Vitality are favored for sure, and they've got nice post-plant positions.
क्या होगा भाई?
But it's winnable for Global Esports.
It becomes really hard to try and clear out.
पॉम्पले हाथ में सपोर्ट करना चालू.
Yeah, it's revealed on a headshot angle though. There's not going to be a reswing. Dart push back now. Has to be aware that there could be a push, but time again starting to run low. These post-plant positions. They got to know that there are a few players there holding it. The timing. Someone needs to start sticking this. Where are the protocols? Where are the layers? A tap onto the spike, but it's just so difficult to try and win out now. And left up to Aaron.
Save.
We'll claim a rifle in the middle of all of this one, but another round tallied up now for Vitality. They're going to be, I think, 6 on the board.
And this is where Global Esports needs to change up the defensive setup. I mean, you can't just do the same thing every time and expect it to work when Vitality have got the read. I think you need to be putting pressure. Maybe you fight Sand this round, or maybe Texture opts towards C this round, or you go for, you know, a stack towards B and play retake A. I don't know. There are different options here, but the point being that they need to shift. Vitality have got the read currently. And so you see it happen actually, and it looks like Texture is going to be set up with the operator on C. But they've still got the Killjoy utility behind that. Might have been better off putting Aaron on B, but this is a new team, and I'm sure Aaron's scrambling to come up with the adjustments.
Nice shot.
Oh my goodness, Bazzi, given the timing, you can't still be taking that fight though. He does back away with the aftershock, so early kill found.
Nice shot, bro.
Pretty vital target as well in the form of Twiston, but an instant rotation now by Vitality. They noticed that early utility wasn't being used. They're not playing it, but SK Rossi gets some really good mid-round information, and that drone spots at least 2 of the players.
And there's 3 players.
भाई देखता कितना जल्दी rotate करता है लोग.
Swarming back onto the site. Operator, Texture pushing forwards. That's a risky maneuver.
And he missed the shot.
Yeah, mistimed, risky timings, and there was a gap into the smoke. The spam is just not being afforded, is it? No angle to really play for, and the operator's going to be salvaged, picked up, backed away. For another day.
Vitality looking clean. I like the pivots.
Defense में 4-5 round निकाल लेना बहुत है.
Boncold's done well here is make his team quick to react to things. When they realize that there's pressure in one area of the map, they're very fast to immediately group and hit somewhere else. They're not trying to play the clock, they're just trying to play the rotations. And make sure they get easy access to sites. Global Esports had the read though, it just... Vitality overwhelmed them as that sloppiness came back into their play.
Yeah. Trying to play retake there. I mean, maybe it's different if Texture ends up landing a shot. This could be really dangerous. With a no-scope, you can't even save the weapons into it.
No, that's brutal.
Yeah.
Absolutely brutal. Not only do you lose all of your weaponry, but Vitality didn't have to use their Breach ultimate or their Killjoy ultimate. They still have 2 enormous tools to win another round. On C, on B, you know, wherever they want to use them, maybe a post plan A. There are just so many options.
How
you want to work the ults.
Steadily gaining a lead. Obviously, the map has found itself to be quite attack-sided so far at lock-in.
Yeah, so
I guess bode well, I suppose, for Global Esports, but
how many rounds do Global Esports need?
Yeah, I mean...
4 in the pistol?
4 in the pistol, I think, might be the minimum, but we'll see. Still early days, still a new map, a lot of unknowns, but... Half buy, that's what Global Esports have been forced down to, and it's pretty obvious this pressure. That's a paranoia, but doesn't catch all of it. And the Horn has to be dealt with, which resets the aim of Texture. He can't even get a kill out of it. Nano Swarms. Drop down low into the corner, that nade. Aaron forced out wide into the open. Doesn't pay for it with his life. Could spam the common angle, but no, there's a cove in the way, so even the bullets would be blocked.
Nice one.
Quite interesting, though. He has managed to lurk his way into a slight timing. But all this util, just slowing him down. Lovely siege just to delay this one. Phone call as well. Right at the back. Angles are being watched for and played for. Even that lockdown, but no, they just wade right into that common angle.
And I think at this point, the defensive ideas are reeking of desperation.
4 round निकाल सकता है क्या?
Global Esports with an attempt at a sand crunch, but no one was pushing on C.
4 round निकाल देगा तो अटैक में हो सकता है. अटैक में हो जाता है भाई इस मैप में.
Needed more time in the proof draw.
केस में अटैक में ही तो निकलता है भाई इसमें. अब पता नहीं अटैक वाला टीम भी तो रहना चाहिए. डिफेंडिंग टीम लेके अटैक नहीं कर पाओगे. प्रॉब्लम उधर है डिफेंड करके तुम नहीं कर.
But it's the same idea again, the same pressure. Let's see if the breach flash from Boncold works.
Yeah, already to flash over the top. Texture dashing forwards. There is a dart in play. No one was dealing with this one. And yet again, okay.
Bazzi used his ult.
Element. Yeah, that was an ult to push them back. I mean,
B हो रहा है भाई, B हो रहा है, B हो रहा है, B हो रहा है.
Plot the course all the way into B. You can see the players have already taken up all this space. The spike though, out in the open. Bazzi just needs to contain this. But they could be anywhere right now. Nightfall now being used for a fight towards A main. Smoke's going to be fading any minute now.
Nice one.
The fight being taken and won right now. Global Esports.
4v3, 4v3.
Bazzi backing away.
Nice, bro.
Twiston's position known, but now
4-4-8.
Still looks like it should be an easy
अब
one.
ये इसमें सेव करके तो कुछ होगा नहीं.
Yeah, I think the spike being down made all the difference. Like,
अच्छा तेरे को मैथ नहीं आता 8-3 11 होता है.
Not a good trade, but when the spike is down and there's nowhere to pivot, Global Esports have the advantage. Good double face, making sure.
ये पहले करता था इकोनॉमी जाता है लोग करने.
And they're 4-8 at the half. Could this
sorry,
still
last round
be winnable for Global?
Potential is there. Like we said earlier, it is a bit more of an attack
अच्छा last
than
round नहीं था.
what we've seen so far at the tournament, but probably going to need the pistol round as we head into that second half.
अच्छा नहीं सर हाँ.
चूतिया कांड बहुत सारी के 12 में लास्ट राउंड कैसे नहीं है.
अरे वही हम बोल लास्ट राउंड.
जहर पिला दो इसको.
लेकिन ये अल्टी भी नहीं इस्तेमाल किया भाई लोग अपना.
नहीं किया तुम्हारा ऐसा.
Thank you so much, fellas, and it was definitely a great half there for Vitality, especially at the closeout, Mimi. I mean, just undefeated until we got to the half.
Yeah, GE really struggled to shut down on their defensive side, and I think a lot of that came down to the read on the game and the way that they were playing towards A long. In I think like quite a few of the first 5 rounds this half, we saw this squad going for a lot of these early long fights, but against the composition that has been brought out here for the side of Vitality, it's really difficult to win that. You have the harbor wall to cut off the team, you have those breach flashes to re-push in, and then if you ever lose that fight, you're leaving so many of these gaps that Vitality's mid-round was really good at exploiting.
Yeah, I mean, the mid-round movement that we're seeing here from Vitality has also been fantastic. Just getting a sense of where these players are positioned from the side of GE. You saw that shift. It was a thrifty attempt coming through from GE. They're all stacked up on that A site, and they just get a sense of that. Immediately cut through, get onto B, get that plant down. And it was fantastic for them. Do want to take a closer look, though, at Twisted, who has been impressing. Wasn't sure how he was going to look moving over to the Rays. I actually had to flip back, and I saw that this is his most played Asian, actually, of all time, overtaking his Jet. His Jet looked very, very good on that first map. Was curious to see if it was going to be him or Mulsey picking it up, but so far he's had a pretty strong performance on that attack.
Yeah, and on the defensive side, the gambits you can have with this race is really good. It's, again, going to be a stronger comp at fighting A long. You can fight early space in B. You can get a lot of value out of that nade. But here is where push comes to shove. GE, they have had a great series thus far. They have debuted, proved that India can compete on the international stage, but they're on the precipice of going home. This is where it matters most. 5 out of 5 on pistol rounds thus far. They need to win it again here. This 6-1 will be the most important.
If they get 6, monstrous. Bren making a mention of how so far in this tournament we've been seeing a lot of success on that attacking side. Let's see if that still remains true here for GE, and the pistol is the way that all kicks off.
Yeah, they had found that magic in map 2. Now the question is, can they claw this back and pull off something that I don't think Vitality was prepared for in this series? Let's send it back over to Brennan Sideshow.
Let's get back into it now. Final map of this series between Global Esports and Vitality, culminating in quite the display. And there's that stat again. 5 for 5 so far for Global Esports with these pistol rounds, and now potentially one of the most important ones they've ever played coming up.
Bro.
Almost looks like fake pressure towards A, but they are going to follow the flash recon play, at least initially here. Vitality have taken sand, so a bit of a flip in the map.
C, and that's pressure being, again, just flooded through now into this B site. Sender, oh, this smoke is just a little bit off in terms of the angle. Tried to take an early fight, doesn't know if they pushed him. Backed away. The plan's going to get off in this repush. You don't quite kills, but Destro falling is a big one.
This is wonky now, though, because Vitality control every other part of the map. They're going to ambush Global Esports.
The reflank, the post plants, there needs to be some plays being made, and guess what, Munyet steps up to the plate. Handsome and easy kill in the form of Bone Cold. Aaron's reflank is everything, but doesn't buy this time, just buys and it does the job.
What was that? Flanks on flanks for Global Esports.
The IGL just doing the most right now for them. Last player known, Twiston is finished. And that's 6-6, flawless on the pistol round. Beautiful stuff. It sets off Global Esports on the right foot.
मैं कैसे खुद का तारीफ करूं? नहीं कर सकता ब्रो.
मैं तो बोल रहा अच्छा शिक्षा दिया है तो.
पिस्टल और मैं अकेला ही निकाल देता हूं भाई. पिस्टल पता नहीं मैं बोला तेरे को बोलता भी हूं. मेरा पिस्टल हमेशा मेरे पता नहीं हाथ चलता है मेरा.
ये भाई 1 बुलेट था भाई, 1 बुलेट.
Eraser, the head coach, and Aaron, the IGL, have cooked up some really cool stuff.
मूंछ देख भोसड़ी वाला.
Flank there was good. The pushing to spawn was a nice idea too. It's not simple. There are layers. Okay, are they aware that Twiston went for this push before? Because Vitality are doing the same thing again.
Close stun. It looks like he wants to clear it. Yeah, stunned up. That was a crossfire.
Good work.
Almost taking off the head of
भाई पता है मेरे को इस गेम में इस मैप में ना भाई अटैक ही चलता है.
We saw Carmine Core run the same kind of play with XMS and Navira. And that one worked a treat. So good play from Global Esports to clear that out.
देख सर्कल बना दिया.
The harbor circle of doom.
अब बता.
There's a lot of angle, I suppose, that a player could be wading in and out of, but
यार मैं भी सर्कल बनाता हूँ. हर बार लेके मजा आता है
too
वहाँ.
troubling for them.
अरे.
There we go, nice and easy. Another flawless. Prime gaming at that, and keeping all those weapons
क्या
going.
कर रहा है भाई? थ्रो कर रहा है क्या?
करे ना थ्रो तुम क्या कर रहे हो?
ना भाई थ्रो करे भाई जीते एकदम.
तो गाल मार देंगे हम भोसड़ी के. तुमसे थ्रो कर रहा है तो तुम
लिटरल एकदम गोल सर्कल बना दिया भाई.
Global players have to get their confidence up. It's going to be dangerous for Vitality. We saw that momentum build on Pearl and Vitality.
मुंबई में लोग साला देख रहा है कैफे में बैठा हुआ है रात का 12 बजे तक 1 बजे तक.
इधर रंगन मेरे को मैसेज कर रहा है अमेरिका का झंडा देख के प्राउड टू बी इंडियन. अमेरिका का झंडा का वो इमोज दिया है और पीछे लिखा है कि भाई प्राउड टू बी इंडियन.
Yeah, so that's a set play, anticipating that Monyet on the Omen would be TPing across, but no one deals with the Haunt.
Oh, yo.
Lights him up through the wall, and it offers that easy kill, but they do get the 1-for-1.
Bonus round जीत जा भाई.
And I think this breakable wall is such an interesting dynamic on Lotus. Whoever controls this A segment of the map probably wants to break that wall that connects it to B.
उसका Valorant.
So the Vitality players don't have any
4v कितना 4v3 अच्छा ना 4v4
4v4 है बे.
अरे नीचे उसका लोगो लाल हो रखा है ना लगता है कि आउट हो चुका है वो.
Sender might well be under a bit of pressure.
उसका रेस कूड़ा दो भाई. रेस दिक्कत करता है.
Bounces into the back of the site.
इधर चला वो नहीं दिखाता कि किसके पास कितना किल है. लीग में जैसे दिखाता है स्कोर बोर्ड में कि किसका कितना किल है.
Timing just slightly off, and as Util, the Bone Cold is just offering out to them. It's doing quite a lot. There was a call to block off that angle, but again, feels a bit awkward once more. A bit of panic maybe just being injected into this round, and Sender, he could just anchor this fully for them. Turret dealt with right at the back, Banana Swarm making sure that he can't be pushed.
SK bro.
It's down to SK Rossi, but Sender again, just that off angle. Perfect crosshair placement.
Bonus round था.
Damage done though on the bonus, and remember that is the goal for Global Esports, is to keep Vitality's economy honest, and I think they've done that. There's going to be, you know, one of the players had to rebuy armor, the other two are on light armor.
देख रहा है तो जन मर गया.
It keeps things suppressed on the Vitality side, but you do have to be putting important rounds on the board, and this is one of them. Can A-Ring get an ult orb and get some kind of lockdown play going, perhaps? SK Rossi with an operator.
SK Rossi.
Sova op. I haven't seen this since Prime Wardell days.
Oh!
And it works out, I suppose.
There we go.
Angle watch, Sender. Either trying to go for a jump pick or what, we'll have to see that.
अब बताओ आप कौन अच्छा
Now he's
करता है.
seeing all this
बता.
pressure onto Bone Cold. No one was watching that angle but the Dart. Reveals his position and takes this good for it. Just slightly just moving around there.
क्या मिस था ये?
Sight going to be gained. Control of this one.
Another good plant position. Oh no, Bazzi actually forced to go for a safe plant here.
Yeah, it drops back now, and you're seeing this lockdown being used. Attack side lockdown. Global Esports looking to see if they can get this space, but there's a contacting in. Fight being taken. Twiston opting into this. Oh my goodness, and the fault line, Twiston. Oh my word, did he get detained there?
One player detained.
Looks likely. Just couldn't quite satchel his way out of there, but there's no punish. Still, the plant goes down, leaving Twiston alive.
Oh bhai, 3v2.
But it is a safe plant, which
दोनों
is a
city
bit
है,
more
दोनों
difficult
city है,
to work with. You can see A-Ring's in a spot to
मेरा
swing
बात
on
सुनो
Monye.
दोनों.
अरे
As well. Monye needs help.
भाग गया.
TPing away actually.
मेरा
Just
बात सुनो.
backs.
दोनों city है.
Now control
इधर
of
उधर
water
मत
is going to
देखो,
be so
line में
important.
देखो.
Just hold this
कान मार
one.
दो.
Sees into the back, double swings there. It's beautiful. And
Oh!
just lined up. Vitality. They cannot be stopped. And moments like that just getting so dangerous. I said it.
तू मुंह बंद रखो साला.
Twiston was
तुम्हें
detained, but
मुंह
he just did not want to try and push it to punish.
Yeah, maybe that's going to bite them.
मुंह क्यों खोला भोसड़ी. तेरा बात सुनने इसलिए मरा.
Vitality's retake there looking so good. That duo that has just been so.
तेरा मुंह जब भी खुलते हम भी लोग हारते थे. अभी तक तू मुंह खोला ये लोग हारेंगे.
Duo, if you want to call it that, but obviously mostly playing Fade here. But the way that they're syncing these things up, the C's, the nade, the swing timings, they have got such great synergy between them.
Magnificent.
And that puts Global Esports firmly on the back foot.
Yeah, this is a really rough position now for them.
Terrible stuff. I mean, pistols
इसे मुंह से देख के मेरे को
and
गुस्सा आ
SK
रहा है.
Rossi picking up
वो
a
एक्स कर
hero
देंगे
rifle.
साला.
So So it has to be the playmaker. Vitality though pushing forwards. It's a heavy
Ooh,
take towards
भाई
the
क्या
front
मारा
side of B.
दिया.
Any attempt of a punish is just offset immediately, losing 2 players.
ये लो अटैक स्टार्ट कर
It's a
दिया.
pivot though. Global Esports moving forwards, and still the rifle in the hands of Rossi needs to be the playmaker. But a difficult sight for them to take fault line into the back of it. Plant position is there, but the wall blocking them off. They need to move past this. Playing forwards, the sight. Rossi wins the first duel for them. First step of the miracle plan, tries to take it over wider. Flash timing ever so off. Bazzi, just a classic. There's only so much you can really do.
क्यों निकला वो भसरी कितना सारा गन पड़ा है.
I love that play with the Harbor Cascade. Destrian using the Cascade and the push out of B is so good there. It blocks off the long sight line where you might be able to get punished by somebody in spawn. And it also, if someone tries to swing through it, they're slowed. So it's really difficult to help this player that gets stuck on the right. And Texture tries to help, but he's just so labored and slow. It's like going through molasses. Global Esports are going to take a timeout here as they ponder what to do. Now, SK Rossi's hero rifle hasn't hurt their economy too much here. Texture still has the Blade Storm available. So Global are going to be able to get a full buy. But if they don't win this round, it is game over. It is goodbye India. So this is the round where everything hangs on. And it's brutal, man. Even if Global get to a plant, all of the retake ultimates are available for Vitality. I don't know how you cook up a favored round situation here for Global.
क्या नोट लिख रहा है भसरी क्या?
6-11 being that score line Vitality.
उसी का तो वही तो काम होता है कोच का.
गेम तो खेल रहा है वो.
Series take away the map.
गेम खेल रहा है
No
कोच.
room for error for Global Esports, and that's what this timeout is aiming to achieve, seeing if they can cook up a plan.
I think it has to be around Texture. If Texture is going to be using his knives, you want to put him in a spot to capitalize on that early on. And so either
भाई क्या होगा क्या जीतेंगे भाई क्या होगा इंडिया क्या जीतेगा भाई जल्दी बताओ मेरा गाना सूख रहा है गोटा मुंह में आ चुका है
I think those are the two best options for getting value out of the jet.
क्या हुआ
I mean, you look at the positioning on the minimap and this looks almost
अब उसका कॉन्फिडेंस है क्या ही बोलना.
Maybe they're planning to use a cloudburst and connect with their C players.
But again, SK Rossi has been afforded this operator.
इसका स्किन देख के उनका गुस्सा आ रहा है.
But it's not just faith. It means that he's going to be disconnected from his team and can't use the recon or the dart to set up Twiston. They're splitting their win conditions, and it might be a compromise that hurts them.
Moving forward, slow and steady. It's the name of the game in a rolling thunder. They want to punish this one. And
guys,
the corner. Can't move anywhere, still alive for now. Where's going to be dealt with? And he is finally the spray down.
Vitality grab hold of the tempo, never allowing Global Esports a moment to imprint their pace on the map.
There needs to be an instant response here from Global Esports, and you're seeing it.
Live
in the flesh now as the players walk forward. Aaron, a critical kill for him. Late lurking into mid, finds his mark.
He's been good on them, hasn't he? Yep. These lurks have always found value from Aaron. And it's a better plant position now.
What is the play here? One yet. So close to the smoke, just about to fade. He's pushing forwards into it. And it's a run and gun. They're just trying to fight them deep into the play. A dash forwards to try and disengage here. Yuto being held, a bit of run and gun, and somehow Aaron wins that one. It is so damn awkward, but it's down to that 2v2. Wall blocks the sight line. The Blaze Storm just not catching it, and Texture forced to spam. Stuck all the way through, and Vitality find themselves now on series point.
So many opportunities for Vitality. Any mistakes from Global Esports, and they are gone. The buy doesn't look its best, but they're still going to have rifles. One last desperate run for Global Esports. But Vitality look like they've done the important work already.
Yeah, I mean, this is them in the driving seat and more. 3 big
last round,
the util combos this time. Lay it into A main, doesn't grab any kills. Dash forwards, Manel actually sticking this ultimate as well. He's deep into the back line. Position's known though, Maltzy's going to be backing away. And he does dodge that paranoia, but it's creating an awkward timing right now. What does Maltzy want to do, holding the edge of this smoke? Meanwhile, Global Esports not wasting any time with this kind of pressure. That's going to be the aftershock, pushing them back out of the way. Fighting close and personal. It is traded though, but still Vitality going pound for pound. And it's all down to Texture. A 1v2 to keep his team in it. just to try and survive. Texture up in the side,
Terry.
dashing forwards, dodging that showstopper. He knows where the positioning is. Spike in his hands, a tap of the plan. Needs to force the fight, but a double-up position is there.
GG.
Vitality
India, bro.
safe hands for them. 13-6
Well
the
played,
scoreline.
bro,
They
well
have sent
played.
Global
भाई,
Esports
अच्छा था
home.
अच्छा खेला भाई.
Global Esports definitely made them work for it, but it is a win on the board for Vitality. I think both teams demonstrated some really cool stuff in this series. Vitality's split looked really
लेकिन
well
Vitality
thought
का
out.
gameplay
A lot of
clear
good
लग
game
रहा था
plans
भाई.
coming
वे
from
Global
Bone
Esports साला
We saw
हग
set
रहा था
plays
बीच.
on Lotus from Vitality. The breach ult to isolate SK
Second
Rossi in
map
those
अच्छा खेला
final
भाई, लेकिन
couple
third
of
match में
rounds
क्या हो
was
गया?
really good. And Twiston, Molsey, Sender, the individual talent is there. But also, when you look at Global Esports, there were so many doubters who just thought this team was a ragtag bunch of people thrown together at the last minute that didn't have a hope. And I think that they've proved people wrong.
भाई रो
Despite
रहा है
the
लोग.
loss, taking a map in the manner they did and showcasing that they still had what it took to push Vitality. I think this was a decent opener for Global Esports and something that they will definitely be building on as the year goes on.
That's always been the goal for a team like Global Esports, is long-term focus, high-risk, high-reward project with them picking up so many duelist players, but I think you can see glimpses of success here. But ultimately today, it is Vitality who are on top. Vitality who reign supreme, and this is a dark horse team heading into this tournament. I think they showed glimpses of really well-thought-out stuff, moments of sheer brilliance as well from some of their star players, Twiston and Molsey in particular.
Yeah.
Really setting the pace in some of those rounds.
Yeah, remember those names.
There you
Twiston
go,
said
there
earlier
you
that they
go.
don't have any big names, any big stars on the team. But that's just a matter of time.
Yeah.
This team's got talent, it's got skill. And look at the figure down at the bottom there in the middle, Bone Cold. How far will his journey go this year? He's already been up to the top of the mountain and now he's back, pushing that boulder once again, but Vitality should not be underestimated. I know that this was still a close game, but they've got upset potential.
Yeah.
I spoke to Bone Cold and he said that his goal for the team, and Salah's goal for the team as well, is to be a team that you hate to go up against. Someone that when you see them in the bracket, you think,
Hello.
crap, really, Vitality? You have to get through them.
Stream
That's what
गया
they're looking to do at Lockdown, is
Stream
build
गया.
that reputation for
Huh?
themselves. First step,
Stream गया.
the
लेकिन
first
अब
step
तो
is
गेम खत्म ही हो गया.
winning
तो
this match
ठीक
right
है.
here and they move on.
इंटरनेट भी रो रहा है शायद.
Putting the pride of
बोला
EVA
छोड़ो,
on their
अब
back
देख
as
के
well,
क्या
you
ही
know,
होगा.
after some unfortunate early exits on the other side of the bracket. But yeah, this was a fantastic showcase, I think, from this team. Our MVP, as you can see, you can take your vote here. Twiston, Molsey, and Sender. Great options for it.
तुमने अच्छा
You can
खेल
ask me
ट्राई
who
तो
I
किया
want.
Who
भाई.
do you want?
I
एक मैच जीता.
would take, I think you'd have to give it to Twiston.
Yeah, I was
right?
thinking the same, yeah.
Yeah.
I think just the way that his jet performed, he did get shut down on Pearl, so he didn't get too much value on that half. I think that was actually one of the big win conditions.
Yeah.
If your win condition is shut down Twiston and you get the win, probably means Twiston's doing pretty well.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's going to do it for the first series of the day. But guess what? Don't go anywhere. There's even more Valorant action happening on the other side of this break. So we'll see you in just a few minutes.
मूड ऑफ हो गया मेरा.
भाई अच्छा निकाला था यार. चल जा रहे हैं. मैं तो सारा स्ट्रीम भी बंद हो गई. स्ट्रीम भी बोला नहीं देखना तुमको. और
कहाँ जा
नेट
रहा
वाला नेट वाला भी बोल दिया अब नहीं देखना.
कहाँ जा रहा है?
जाएंगे. क्या करेंगे? जाएंगे महंगा पड़ेंगे एनिमे देखेंगे.
मेरा तो अभी स्ट्रीम चल रहा है. देखना चाहता है क्या होगा क्या पीछे, वो देखना चाहता है.
हेलो
बोल
चल तो कर एंड हम जा रहे हैं
बाय आ गया वापस आ गया
Will it be V for victory or GE fighting? Two unknown commodities taking the stage. Unsure what we're going to get here today. Could very well be an absolute gigabanger, you know, especially with these two teams that are really just looking to try new things and grow here in Sao Paulo.
Trying to contest this one in a 1v1, but Aaron, he has to stick it. The percentage play, he needs to try and get half, and it sets up Twisted for the easy slam dunk win. B split, a heavy take into B heaven center. Scattered out cross through the choke point, but no one is dealing with this guy. Vitality, they clean it up. Another day in the office for this team. So far, Vitality, that dark horse aura that's just been surrounding them. Looks like people weren't joking. Swinging through, no, and that spacing just not good enough. The collateral in play, and one after the other. They try to take the fights, but they will all fall. Twiston. And a whole lot of utility just jumped through. Takes Shadow. What an answer once more. The Blade Storm.
That's what we've been missing.
That is what we've been missing. Spike dropped down. And now to re-swing. Reset in the aim. One after another. SK Rossi with his country represented. India taking them all the way now to map number 3 in this series. And it has to be heroics. It has to be now. One after the other. The double swing, not spacing themselves out. And it is just crumbling before them. The same errors we were talking about in map number 1, just rearing their heads there. Acting in. Sees into the back, double swings there. It's beautiful. And the Seas catches on to 2, just lined up. Vitality.
You're so sexy, guys. Oh my god.
Vitality safe hands for them. 13-6 is the scoreline. They have sent Global Esports home.
V for victory as Vitality push forward here at the lock-in with a 2-1 win over Global Esports. And what an exciting series that was. And let's just jump into the MVPs and who was popping off in that game, because really, I think top to bottom, we looked at it and we thought the composition for Vitality, sound, good idea, good execution, good planning. GE playing what they're familiar with, and I think that could have cost them in the end.
Yeah, I think this map did in a lot of ways come down to the composition and the read that these teams both had on the map in the offseason. In the second half, for Vitality especially, I think they had a great understanding of how to play with their comp. They went for these early gambits, then they reset and they played in with consistently fantastic retakes with Twisted popping off.
Some really curious moments. I mean, Rossi just going for that operator time and time again, playing the Sova, did get that opening pick, but they had so many rough moments here. The GE, when they're trying to get these plants down, it ends up getting delayed. And they just go in for the retake here on the side of Vitality, and they play it to a T.
I mean, you can see the coordination on this roster. Vitality was building on pieces they already had with the core 3 players from Vitality when they were playing in VRL, plus this duo from Oglu, and everything just looked incredibly well-oiled. Well, they struggled a little bit on Pearl, and I think they have quite a bit of work to do on that attacking side.
For sure.
Other than that, this team looked very, very clean.
Yeah, that like pairing, the tag team of Twistin and Malsey.
Yeah.
That is going to be one that I think our friends over in EMEA are going to be talking about quite a bit when they see them take the server during the league.
Yeah, especially if double duelist can remain a thing and, you know, maybe even spreads out to a couple different maps, because they looked absolutely phenomenal there on Split.
Infection.
I mean, I would definitely be scared of that. Did have a slight little fall off there on that Pro, but like you said, maybe there's some things that can absolutely be corrected. And same for the side of GE, a little bit rough there, leaving the Lotus open. Seemed like they didn't quite have a full idea of what they wanted to get done, but that is something that can be workshopped. This is just the first debut.
Exactly. Well, let's go ahead, though, and see who you guys thought was the player of the match. Did Twitter do the right thing? I don't know. We'll find out.
They often don't.
Twistin, they did the right thing. Hey! Well, honestly, yeah, look, guys, you could have gone either way. If you're a Sheriff enjoyer, you go for Sender. If you really like to see a great support player helping out your teammate, you go for Mulsey. But if you really just like seeing people giga clap on the server, Twistin's your guy.
Support player, but also he was pounding on Raze on Split as well. Like, Mulsey was popping off. Sender's lurks were incredibly impactful in that last map. Gave so many options to Bone Cold in the middle. And for just the new players that debuted and looked good, it feels good to see Bone Cold back on an international stage. He's taking...
तो आज के लिए इतना ही रखते हैं हम. तो ग्लोबल स्पोर्ट्स ने अच्छा किया भाई, फुल सपोर्ट है. फिर से आएंगे अगले साल, ऐसे बहुत सारे टूर्नामेंट होगा. इंटरनेशनल भाई ट्रॉफी तो घर पे लाना है, इंडिया पे वापस लाना ही है. तो थैंक यू फॉर वाचिंग, थैंक यू फॉर द लव. जी फाइटिंग जिंदाबाद. आप लोग का पहली बार चैनल पे आए हैं तो लाइक एंड सब्सक्राइब दबा देना. अब तक के लिए हम चलते हैं. हैव गुड डे, गुड नाइट. अब हार गया तो इतना ऐसे नहीं है, आ रहा है, लेकिन जाने से पहले अपना परंपरा. लेट्स गो, बाय बाय, हैव अ स्वीट ड्रीम्स.
Devil in a red dress.